I think we are live, but I have no idea until I have an idea because sometimes it's a little delayed and it's a little. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, there we are live. What are my dudes? How are you all? I'm so excited about this live stream. So I wanted to give you guys a couple updates, and then I need your help with a couple things. But the first thing I need your help with is how is the music in the background? Is it too loud, too low? Also, how is the microphone? Is it too loud, scratchy? Does it sound sick? You guys let me know. And then I want to give you guys a couple announcements of a couple different projects and things that I got going on, as well as some things that you guys have got to look forward to. In addition to that, I'm going to say what's up to you guys. And then the second thing I need your help with is I want to make content that is going to change your snowboarding. That's literally the goal. And it may not happen, but that's the goal. I want to change your snowboarding. And there's a couple things that I know I need to make content to make you better, because there's a lot of things that snowboarders are not. Sorry. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me talking to you. There we go. Thank you. My camera likes to do its own thing sometimes, but I know there's some content out there that I need to make for you guys to make you a better snowboarder, like some of the fundamentals, some of the drills, some of those kind of things. And that's more of like, it's going to be very important for you to know, but a lot of people don't know what they don't know in terms of body positioning and skills and thought processes and ideas. And there's so much, but at the same time, I want to make content that you guys are hyped on. So Katie, I just saw that you hopped in the chat. Holy cow, my computer is spazzing out. But we had Katie hopped in here and already said, I watched your beginner jump video, stoked to try the tips out this winter. And so that's it. Like, I want to make content that you guys are hyped on. I want to get you guys pumped. I want to be able to help as many snowboarders as possible. And that's 100% the goal. Help as many snowboarders as possible and make you guys way more awesome, right? That sounds pretty sick. So I got to find the balance of giving you guys content that you need that's going to change your snowboarding forever, as well as content that gets you excited about snowboarding that hopefully changes your snowboarding forever. So I'm really excited about that. I ended up making here's kind of my agenda right now, to be honest. I have a couple videos that are kind of backlogged that I'm gonna sprinkle in there in a hot second in the next week or so, which one would be the nerdiest waxing video you've ever seen. And I think that video is gonna do really well, but really well and help you guys a lot. But I think there's some other stuff that I wanted to make first. So one thing that a video I made today was how to improve or how to become better at switch snowboarding or switch riding. And then what I did is I talked about a couple fundamental skills that you need. And then I gave you a couple bonus exercises that you guys can do to actually become better at switch. And and I have Bama, who's been in a couple of my videos before. He has been snowboarding for about 3 years. And that dude has a lot to work on in a very positive way, of course. And I'm trying to get that guy as good at snowboarding as possible, as fast as possible, without being reckless, of course. But what's cool about that video is I can give you guys a demonstration on how to do this thing. But then in the video, he's doing a switch turn, and then you can see his body positions. And then I actually give him feedback on those body positions. And I think that style of video could be so good for you guys. And that's why I want to make it. I want to make content that's like going to help you become a better snowboarder. And so I'm really excited about a switch video. But you can use that same video as your regular riding, and it's going to improve your regular riding. Another video that I got, my boy Easy, who I've done some videos with, he's been on the Facebook group called Snowboarding ! And we've been just kind of like seeing what people are asking for. I'm in that chat. I don't talk a lot at all. I just want to hear what people are saying. And one of the biggest videos that people were talking about was rewind that one. One of the things they were, oh my gosh, let's go. I'm going to get to that in 1 second because we're hyped. One of the videos we're going to do is how to find your stance. Now, let's go to that donation. John freaking Roman. Yo, dude, when you're in, he says 13 days, my dude. If you don't, what? You guys are insane. And just to understand, donations are extremely appreciated and literally extremely appreciated, but not mandatory by any means. So thank you guys so much. Holy cow. Sean Roman does say 13 days, my dude, for snowboarding. You better hit me up. If you don't hit me up, we're fighting. We're fighting forever. So hit me up. We're going to go ride. It would be sick. I just want to meet you, dude. I appreciate all the donations, all the support, just being involved in the community, coming here early and being a member and all the stuff that you've done. Okay, sorry. I got nervous. I read something in the chat said that Sherpa said, I don't hear the music. And I was like, I thought you said you don't hear the microphone. How lame would it be? Come on. I might have to try to turn. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm literally way here. Like, what are you doing? Sorry, guys. We got some technical difficulties here. Sometimes my, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes technology can just be a little panicky. But I got a little nervous that you guys couldn't hear me because that'd be lame. So thank you guys so much for the donations. Also, we have Pitt in here. The boy is also coming to Colorado, and I'm going to ride with him, and I'm going to make him hold the camera the whole entire time and not let him snowboard at all. Just kidding. That is not how I roll. That would be lame. But Pitt dropped $20 on the donation saying, "'Cause you excite me about snowboarding. Let's go." So Pitt and I end up playing video games together, and most of the time, we just talk about snowboarding, and we hopped on last night to talk about like what resorts he should be riding and all those kind of things. So it was super sick. So, hey, I want to jump into the chat and say what's up to my dudes here. I see that there's quite a bit of you guys here, and I appreciate all of you for coming in. Big shout out to NGen, dude. NGen, I miss you, dude. I hope you're snowboarding. I hope your knee's good. I miss you, dude. We just don't play video games anymore. NGen, so I have like a PC that runs my whole entire live stream. And it was like completely busted and broken. And literally NGen spent probably about 15 to 18 hours with me trying to figure out how to get my computer to work. Like, it was just so nice and so cool of him. And I appreciate it. So big shout out to NGen, my dude, NGen, helping out. All right, so I'm going to scroll back up here in the chat. We got Casey Smith says, when are you going to release the waxing video? So the nerdy waxing video will be dropping next. I'm going to try to get it out next Wednesday. It's a lot of techie, nerdy editing that I got to do, and I just want to make sure it comes out good and we're accurate. We don't want to just say stuff to say stuff. We want to be accurate, and I'm actually working with a U.S. pro border cross athlete who I used to coach back in the day, and that video is going to be coming out soon for sure. We also just got a new member. Dude, welcome to TB Level 2, Aaron Snowboards, and that's something I wanted to talk to you guys about here in a second, of the memberships program. I kind of want to restructure it, and I want to get your guys' feedback most importantly, so we'll talk about that after I say what up to my dudes. We also got Sean Roman with the, yo, let's do this thing with a hand plant, dude. He's been a member for like 6, 7, 8 months. What? Casey Smith says, any tips on how to handle the season if you have a broken arm? Because the doctor says there's a good chance I could miss the whole season, but I still want to get better. Dude, look at that. I just made that. Isn't that kind of sick? I didn't make it. Somebody made it, and then I uploaded it and made it sick. Dude, that's kind of dope. As far as a recommendation for progressing while under an injury, it's a double-edged sword, because theoretically I need to advise you to like be smart, because if you progress really fast for 10 days and get hurt and you're out for a season and then you're out for a while, you're not progressing. But if you took a season off and then you were able to progress 100 days in a row, in the end, you're progressing faster if you take the time off. I've had like my back, for example. I broke my back when I was 17. I came back early, ended up busting my back. Dude, you guys are popping on the memberships, dude. I appreciate that. And Jen, let's go. But after I broke my back, I ended up going back snowboarding too soon. Literally hit a jump, spun 90 degrees on about a 45-foot jump. Caught my edge, smacked my head, knocked all short-term memory out. My mom, dad, family had to deal with me asking the same questions over and over because my mind wouldn't rewrite the memory or write a memory. And it would just like think it never happened. So I'd ask the same questions for like 18 hours over and over. Maybe it was like 12 hours and it kept lingering. I got better, but it lingered for another like 6 hours-ish. And then even the next day, I was still pretty wrecked. But it's just one of those things. It's weird that you guys don't hear the music because on my thing, it says it's really loud. But all good. Maybe we just don't need the music. So I think it's just smarter to be smart with an injury, to be honest, but that's just me. Katie, I watched your beginner video and stoked on the tips for this winter. I know I've already read that, but I'm hyped that you are excited for this winter. Aaron Snowboard says, no tuning clinic today. I ended up not having the appropriate tool to do one thing I wanted, so I was going to kind of hold off from that for a hot minute. Also, now that I'm on snow, I can make videos like I made videos today, probably spent about 2 hours filming a how-to video because sometimes it takes forever because I forgot my battery. I forgot my memory card. But I'm also filming another video tomorrow, so I wanted to change up the live stream for tonight to get as much information from you as possible in videos and ideas because I want to make content and I can go film a video tomorrow and then post it. And ideally, if I can film 2 videos a week, I'm actually going to start posting more videos per week. Ideally, I'd like to post like 3 videos this week, but I think I'm only going to be able to post 2. A lot of back-end editing on my end. And sometimes I have an editor, Matthew, big shout out to Matthew, editing some of my videos. And other times it's really hard to have very techie, nerdy concepts edited by somebody else because as I'm editing it, I'm checking to make sure what I'm saying is accurate. If I have a video and I said I did this, but I completely didn't, I contradict myself. So it's a way to make sure that I'm giving you guys the highest quality video. And so sometimes it takes the nerd that I have, the knowledge that I have, and the eye that I have to edit it. So then it ends up going back onto me to edit. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Crank through it, get it done. But that's also one of those things where I just want to control the quality and know that everything's accurate because that's, at the end of the day, I just want to help you guys and not mislead you by saying do this and it confuses you or whatnot. Let's go, says Aaron. Jono, did you get my voice message this morning? He says, hello, we out here. Grandpa Bob says, hey, Tommy B, I've got a lesson tomorrow afternoon after your recommendations. Let's go. No way, Grandpa Bob. I'm super pumped. Hopefully the lesson is going to be a life changer because that's the goal. In my previous video, I don't know if you guys saw the last video that I put out. I don't do private lessons. I don't do private lessons at all. So what I do is I refer any of you guys who are looking for lessons to people that I've worked with on the channel or I know personally personally and professionally. So Easy, for example, the guy I'm working on the video tomorrow, he has the same certifications as I plus more in the skiing realm, but we have the same certifications on the snowboard realm. But I can recommend him because he's a freaking boss and he's amazing and I trust him with you. I'm not just going to send you to some random dude. Easy is actually a trainer. He trains instructors how to instruct. I've actually go to his clinics to get better because, we're always trying to progress out here, right? Maybe I just like pull this thing down a little bit. Maybe it bothers me more than it bothers you guys. There we go. So then over in Copper, I got another dude who's like absolutely phenomenal. So if you guys are ever looking for private lessons, I don't do them, but I can tell you who does. Jose Bautista says, what's up with all the bots in here? Wait, we just got one. Aaron Snowboards. Oh my God. These guys beef, but they're friends, I swear. Sherpa says, mic is good. No audio. Okay, don't hear the music. Rip, rip. Remy, what up? This is what up to the boys. Caden says, what's up? That Switch video will help so much. Can't wait for that one. Pumped on it for sure. Krista Van Awesome says, killing it as always. Krista, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's go. Jono says, thanks, Tommy. Really sick. Oh, he's talking about something else. CGTZ says, steps to accomplish a tame dog and a wildcat for people who don't have a trampoline to learn on. Dude, that's such a great question. And that's something that I want to make a video on is progressions for backflips and front flips. And it's kind of going to, tame dogs, wildcats, front flips, backflips. A video that I want to do is like taking it from woodward onto snow, but then in that video, I will also say, if you don't have a trampoline, skip forward to minute marker 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Yeah, I caught myself on that one. And then you can, in YouTube now, you just type in the description, you can actually jump to like certain spots. So maybe that's something that we do for tame dogs and backflips. Because I think that video would be sick, having a full progression from woodward to slope. But then if you don't have the slope, you can still progress. So I think that's a great idea for sure. Let's see. Manolo says, what up? Or it says, yo, Tommy, what up, chat? What up, dog? Dre says, hey, Tommy, do you ride at Loveland? I actually do not ride Loveland. I have rode at Loveland. I actually think Loveland is an incredible resort. Super friendly, very community-like. The terrain is super cool. It's super accessible if you're coming from Denver. It's like, it's convenient. I think there's a lot of positive things. I just don't have a pass there. And if I'm going to spend money, I need to spend it at Copper or like Vail Resorts or Epic Pass, that kind of thing. So maybe one day I'll spend some time there, but I just haven't really spent much time there. But great question. Manolo says, I struggle with ollies. Ooh, that's something that we talk about today. Dude. Okay. First pit, I'm going to say no, just so you guys know. I don't know if we've really talked about this because there's like this weird double-edged sword with certain things we do in the industry, like a Tindy grab is considered less cool, less socially acceptable in the snowboard world. And if you grab it, it just kind of shows to like certain people that like it's not that you're grabbing something you shouldn't grab, So my goal for you guys is to like help you out. Like, don't grab Tindy. It's not that I think you should be not expressing your independence or your own freestyle, but I want you to be like, if I'm going down the run and I'm grabbing a certain grab, people are going to be like, oh, cool. But if I grab certain other grabs, they're going to be like, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to help you guys. That's what I'm saying. So big shout out to Aaron. And I'm going to say no on the Tindy grab because I will fight you. Also, Aaron is trolling me because he knows that I don't like Tindy grabs. But yeah, rip. He also says, I hear it's super dope on backflips, dude. What a troll. I'm going to say no. No, it's kind of funny. Dude, big shout out to Pitt for the $5 donation. And NGen has become a member. I saw that earlier, but dude, NGen, thank you so much for becoming a member. Let's go. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh, wait, who's this? Jose says, sup, sweetheart. What up, doubt? Okay, what else we have in here? Just checking the chat real quick. And whatnot. Okay, I want to make sure that. Yeah. So what other videos do you guys want to see? Sorry, I'm just getting a little distracted right now. So yeah, okay. So we're back at the chat. Mike sounds good. TB. L-Stackers, what up? What do you think about Arbor? And if you don't know, what board would you recommend that I check out? Casey Smith. So I don't know much about Arbor. I'm a big fan of like some of the like. What do we got in here? We got Academy Snowboard. Big shout out to Academy. I'm doing some review on some of their videos. Also a big fan of like Burton, and there's a couple other snowboard companies that I like, but I just haven't really done. I haven't really explored too many of the other companies simply because I end up just finding a board that I absolutely like and like kind of sticking with that. So kind of stoked on that for sure. So I wish I had a better answer for you guys. Matthew says, I can't wait to get out to Colorado. A big shout out to Matthew. He is helping me edit some videos. Miles, how often do you do 180s and 360s off of a jump? I can do 180s and 360s flat, but when it comes to ramps, I just don't spin. I actually want to take like a little thing to like measure all my stuff. Like measure how many 360s and 180s. I probably do about 50 180s, variations of 180s, and probably another 50 or more 360s every single day. And I think that's why I've just built that confidence and that comfort for 360s is because I do them every single day. Literally within the first 500 yards, I've done a 180 and a 360, maybe even a switch 180 or a switch 360, but I know that I've done a 180 and a 360 just because for me, it's a way to evaluate how I'm feeling. If I pop a 360 and I pop it, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. If I do a back one and it feels a little squirrely, I feel squirrely. It's a way for me to self-check. But the more you can do 360s on the flat ground, the more you can take that to a side hit and start getting more air, more amplitude, and feeling good. the better it is, because it's just going to be repetition. I do have 2 videos. Actually, I have 3 videos total. I have one video on doing flat ground frontside 360s, and then I have another video that I filmed at Woodward this summer on frontside 360s and how to take them to a small, medium, and large jump. So that would be a really cool video for you to check out. But at the end of the day, you got to spend as much time as you can practicing these tricks, getting so comfortable and confident that it's easier. And it comes easier because of the skill you develop and the experience that you have. That's for sure. What other questions do we have here? Checking the chat. Okay. Z20 says, question, are you supposed to wax your PVC pipe in your backyard park? Honestly, I think it could go either way. If your PVC pipe is super slick, which most of them naturally are going to be super slick. If they're a little old and beat up, you may have to polish them out. You may have to scratch all the crappy dirt and stuff all out, but you also may need to wax it. So if it's brand new, I usually don't wax it. But if it's feeling grippy and not slick, then yeah, absolutely, I would wax it. I don't think there's like a yes or no. It's very situational, but if it's sticky, wax the bad boy for sure. Let's see. Dre says, I'll be going to Loveland tomorrow after work. No way. That's sick. Ziggity Z says, Bonnie, start with rollers and small hips. Even if you do a little airs of traverse, get used to speed too before you start sending it, because you always land faster than you take off. Oh, I back that 100%. You're coming into a jump, well, you're going to be accelerating, and then you got to land. You got to put on the brakes somehow. So for sure. Fabio, hey Tommy, what's your current setup? I know you use the Malavitas for bindings, right? So my current setup right now is a Academy proper camber snowboard and Burton Cartel bindings and Burton Photon boots. Those are like my 3 things. So the proper camber is a proper camber snowboard. It's a little soft, it's a little playful, still has some pop in it. I'm actually just got another one in the back right here. It's the Graduate, which is supposed to be a little bit stiffer. I'm going to do a video on that. I also have, I've been riding like a Burton Custom for a while, the True Twin. It's a asymmetrical True Twin board. I freaking love that thing. It's super fun. But that's my current setup. Great question. So Cartels, not Malavitas. Love the Cartels. I've had them for like 7 years straight. Love them. Grandpa Bob says, nice. Thomas says, do you feel safe and not at risk while risk of vid while snowboarding? I would say that I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm pretty comfortable with being out there. Jordan says, I'm here from Jonathan Buckhouse's stream. No way. Let's go. That's sick. But as far as the COVID thing, I personally feel safe. The reasons why I feel safe is I'm all covered up. No exposure. I personally give, if I'm in a, you shouldn't give high five. So maybe an elbow or stay away. Don't ride with people you don't know on the gondola or a chairlift, so you're only in your party. But I'm covered up, face mask on, and I'm like, I look like this, like a Kenny, Kenny from South Park type of thing, just all covered up. So I personally am okay with that. But I have noticed the resorts, in my personal opinion, I think the resorts have been doing a really good job about keeping people spaced out, not letting, even like when people talk to you, they're kind of like away. They're always wearing their masks. I haven't seen employees like slacking on the job, putting their, face mask down and being over it. I've seen a very good job about people doing their part, because I think at the end of the day, we want to keep the resorts open. So if we all do our thing, we're all doing our thing. So I personally do feel good, and I hope you do too. Gisby, hope I'm saying that right. Hey, so I feel like my boots wiggle a bit in my bindings. I know the bindings are the right size for the boot, but there's a little give in the bindings. Is this normal? Ooh, okay. Here's a little bit of like, I love this question because I hate that feeling. If you guys know what disco foot is when your bindings actually are loose and you kind of move around a little bit. When I'm spinning a 360 and I notice this significantly, I feel my binding moves a little bit, it trips me out because I'm like, oh boy, we're going to die. But I used to have the same feeling with my boots inside my bindings. Now, I ride a men's Burton size 8. Technically, that is a medium size binding fit. And for me, I have the same issue as you, Gisby. I have the same issue. My foot will literally move about a centimeter left and right inside the binding. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So as a size 8, I actually go to a men's size small bindings for the cartels. So I ride a whole binding size smaller because I don't want that. My recommendation to you is go to a snowboard shop and go bring your boots, wear them in that bad boy, put them in and see if you can get away with a small size binding. If you can do that, then that will help reduce the actual travel because it might fit, let's say, tip to tail or from toe to heel, you might fit, but do you have this? So that's my recommendation. That's kind of my little hack too. Also, I feel like it makes the board bindings not as responsive as they should. It's funny because I kind of just answered that without reading that. Well, I totally get it. Oh, yeah, you're a size 8 as well. I'll look into it. Literally, that could be like the jam. Absolutely, that could be the jam where you just go down a small bindings. That could be really sick. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully, saves the day. Casey Smith says, sometimes when I look at the snowboard reviews, they say you might need more structure to the base. You might need more structure to the base. What does that mean? So if I'm understanding the context right without actually reading what you're reading, structure is like putting tread, for like a tire tread, you're putting tread on the snowboard base. Now you have there's a couple different structures for different temperatures or different snow conditions. There's a springtime structure. And just like your car, you have summer tires, rain tires, winter tires, studded tires, So the structure, what it does is it helps either let the water dissipate from the snowboard appropriately or reduce friction or reduce static buildup. There's a couple different things that it can do. And so when you're needing to add structure, that's it. Now you can go to a shop that has those big machines. Those guys can do a structure. There's some like smaller tune places that can do it that are do specialty stuff like that. So I just hit them up and ask for what they recommend for certain temperatures. And I usually get a springtime structure in the springtime. Good question though. Fabio. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks. You're welcome, my dude. Ziggity Z says, the issue as I enjoy park and jumps and getting anything above a 265 will hurt my ability to do so. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. 265. I don't know what you mean. And then Casey says, sometimes when I already read that. KP, what up? That is fairly normal. Bindings are not supposed to be locked in. You want a small movement to make it feel natural. And I would say that's definitely personal preference for sure. For me, I like it tight. It's interesting because for me, if my foot feels secure inside the binding, I enjoy that feeling. But I'm going to contradict that by I only ride my boots about 60% tightness. So my shin actually has a lot of play forward and backwards. Why I like that is it gives me a little bit of room for error if I'm on a rail or I need to squat and absorb the impact. Well, it gives my knees the ability to travel forward without creating an edge. So my boots and everything, my boots are locked into my board and bindings, but then my boots themselves have a little bit of play. And that's, for me, I've been snowboarding for 20 years, thousands of days of riding, and I just figured out the little things that I really enjoy. I also have about 200 days on my boots right now, so they're super soft and playful, but I also like that. So I have a brand new pair of boots that are sitting in my living room, and I just don't want to break them in yet. Okay, Casey Smith says, you know of anyone who does private lessons in Big Bear or SoCal? Hit me up on Instagram. I know we talk all the time. I think I can ask somebody who may know, but I personally don't know. Well, I might know somebody. I might know somebody. Do you recommend any beginner boards? I might be getting the K2 Regun. A Rugun. It's a directional twin, but I don't like the colors. I want to ride the War Pig. What do you recommend? Oh, dude. That's a great question, man. I wish I had a more specific answer for you. My biggest recommendation for you would be if you could go to a shop and demo, try 2 or 3 boards and find a board that feels right. For me personally, yeah, I want the board to look cool, but if it doesn't look cool, I prioritize performance over looks. That's just me. I know there's people out there who have like, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. I know there's companies out there that does top sheet wraps where you can put a vinyl top sheet over, like a custom vinyl or a prefabbed vinyl thing over your top sheet. If you don't like the top sheet, that's definitely an option. You can fill it with stickers. You can paint it. You do whatever you want on the top sheet. Obviously, the base, you can't do anything with the base or else you're impeding its ability to actually slide on snow. But I would recommend that you demo a couple boards and find one that is right for you. I have a hard time recommending boards for people. And also, TJ, Board Archive, has a bunch of good stuff. $5 from our boy, Aaron Snowboards. Dude, thank you so much for the $5. It says, because you are so damn inspiring, educational, and because Jose Bautista is a bot. Dude, with the $5. Let's go. Dude, I'm pumped. I'm glad that you guys like this stuff. Oh, Ebby. Dude, Ebby, how are you? I hope you're coming to Colorado. So, I hope you're coming to Colorado. So, Ebby was supposed to come out to Colorado. And many of you guys probably were in the same boat. Hey, the resorts got shut down and you can't go on your trip. Lame. So, hopefully that you're able to go ride, Ebby. And I hope the resorts down in Sierra, Tahoe, I hope they're opening up. So thank you so much, Aaron. And we also got the boy, Jose Bautista. You are inspiring. Thanks for all the content. And Pitt is the biggest bot I know. Well, Pitt's number 4, if you guys know what that means. But Jose, I appreciate that. And I'm stoked, like I said. I just want to be able to really help you guys with as much stuff as possible. So like Jose, Pitt, thank you guys for the donations. And like, that's the goal. I want you guys hyped on snowboarding tutorials. Sometimes I don't do the best job, but I want to bring high energy. I want you guys to be like, dude, snowboarding is fun. It's sick. Snowboarding should not be boring. Snowboarding is not a mellow sport. Snowboarding is an extreme sport. So I want to bring like that hype and that energy and that vibe to the snowboarding tutorials that I make. Somebody commented on the video I put in last time, or I made last Friday. He's like, dude, I love your energy. I was like, oh, thanks. Like, the craziest thing when you guys are ever in front of camera, you have to be 2 to 3 times more enthusiastic or energetic, and then it just looks barely energetic on film. It is crazy. Even like this, I'm like hyped and excited, and if you're here, it sounds ridiculous, and then on stream, it probably just sounds like I'm just talking normally. It's wild. If you guys ever get some time in front of a camera, get some time in front of a camera. Dre says, what's a vinyl top sheet place? I would love to stick custom pieces. Aaron says, oh my God, number 4, LOL. And make sure I'm just saying it is Dre, right? Just want to make sure. With that, I was approached by a company last year about collaborating with them, and I decided not to, just because I didn't want to. I just didn't have, and whatever reason, I think I just didn't have time, or I was too busy or whatever, and I didn't want to put that in there. But I bet you could Google search something, snowboard top sheet vinyl, custom snowboard top sheet in the Goog. Okay, Dre, let's go. Hyped. Correct. Let's go. So I do think that there is definitely products out there like that. 100%. Scrolling back up a little bit. Chase, no problem. They also do monthly payments on board, so it's super affordable. Chase, not sure. Oh, I think I'm missing a little bit. My bad. KP says the issue I have is I have a size 14, and I already downsized to a 13. Oh my gosh, man, that sounds gnarly. You're probably really tall and really strong, but you have your amazing balance. Hopefully. Dre says, hey Tommy, Evo in Denver offers a lifetime Phantom wax for $150. no wax can be lifetime, right? That's a great question. That's actually a video I want to make because there was a company that makes like a wax that you're never supposed to replace or you don't have to replace or whatever. So I'm not gonna say no. I think Evo is an amazing shop. I was down there a couple weeks ago, and those guys like treated you like family. And I'm just a random dude like coming in the shop, and they were so nice and so kind. So I don't want to just speculate. I need to have experience with that lifetime wax. So let me look into that. Maybe I do a product review or test. I did reach out to a company who does some of those that wax, and I was like, oh, let me test it. Let me test it out, make a video review. Never heard back. Maybe they didn't get my email or DM. Who knows? But that's a great question. I wish I had a better answer for you. I wish I had experience with that, but I need to do that. Thomas says, do you have any tips for riding long distance runs without getting tired? Okay, that's something that I will do, and that's a great video, actually. I'm going to go back through this live chat and like probably type out all the little suggestions that you guys have. There's a couple different styles of riding. Your fundamental riding skill or the way you stand on your snowboard can highly impact how much energy you use. So let's say going down this run and you burn 100 calories because you're riding this certain way. Well, there are techniques that I would argue 90% of snowboarders ride in a slightly or moderately less efficient stance that makes that run way harder and not as easy. So when you're flexed at the waist or you're bent down and you're halfway squatted, a lot of times you're really using a lot of energy, but there's certain ways to stand on your snowboard. And I've talked about it before, but I think I need to make this specific video for you. But there is let's say back to the 100 calories. Well, what if it's burning energy, right? So 100 calories burn energy. But what if I taught you how to ride in a better stance that now only requires 75 calories? 50 calories. I don't know, right? It's just a nice example. But if I could teach you how to be more efficient in your riding, then those runs can be a lot easier to manage. But then let's say 100 calories per run times 5 runs, 500 calories, whatever, energy burning, then you're going to get tired, right? But what if it was 50 calories and you could do 10 runs with the same amount of energy exerted or however we want to say it. I'm not a scientist. I'm a snowboarder. But if that makes sense, the goal is to be able to stand on your board efficiently to be able to do that. So that's a great video. The biggest thing is being in appropriate stance. And I wish I had a video on that. So I unfortunately, I'm not going to answer that the best right now, but that is something that I think is a great idea. Will somebody write that down and send it to me? Maybe DM me on Instagram. I'm going to have to remember that one. Ugh, nosy, itchy. Okay. Casey Smith, dude, by the way, you're popping off the questions, and I love it. I appreciate it so much. He says, when you do a how-to, you should do tips that we can do before we get on the mountain or that we can do at home. Yes, that's such a great idea. In the switch video that's dropping on Friday, I actually do talk about that. I give you guys a couple different tactics to use to practice switch riding. So I love the idea. What I need to do is come up with a bunch of check boxes that I can hit every single video and like incorporate it. So yeah, it could be cool. Evie says, bless you. Oh, thank you. And Jen says, LOL, I was already a member, but I changed my card. Let's go. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being a member. Trey says, best way to learn toe side edge, heel sliding down the mountain is fun, but extremely exhausting. I have 2 videos that are, I have a how to ride switch, which I talk about toe side turning. And I also have a beginner guide to a toe side turn that actually teach you how to do toe side turn. It's kind of a lengthy video, so it has a lot of information, a lot of packed information for you. That could be really sick. But the biggest thing is being in oh, look at that. We just got a new subscriber. Gispy, dude, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's go. With the toe side, you want to make sure you have about 60% of your weight on your front foot, and then you're being able to lean into the turn just enough, not overly leaning, and then being able to make sure your body's like your shoulders, hips, and knees are all stacked on the board. And in that, I would just go to my YouTube channel, and on the side, there's actually a search button. You can search specifically only my channel. So you could just type in the word turn, and there's gonna be 2 videos that pop up, and watch that video, and I think it's gonna help a lot. Plus, you can download that if you have YouTube Premium. You can actually download that and save it for the mountain. Caden says, I would love if you made a how to make a kicker for a feature video. Oh, I am not very consistent with my shaping or building. That's a great idea. I have made a how to make a jump video, but you're looking for one specifically on a feature. And now that I have a backyard park, not a bad idea. Gisby says, are any brands of wax better than others, and are they all kind of the same? There's a couple different perspectives on wax. There's the I'm trying to win the Olympics wax, and you're talking, I don't have a really good example, but think about a 1 inch by 1 inch cube. That could be $300. But we're talking about winning the Olympics. It's got to be expensive, right? But then you have other companies that are about high performance, maybe not quite Olympics, but they're recreational use, and they're very healthy for the environment. If you guys are looking for, and I need to put a little thing, I got some ideas. We'll talk about it in a minute. But if you're looking for really sick wax, I ride for a company called Pearl Wax. Love their product. The family is amazing. Jill, the owner, she's fantastic. Extremely nice, very customer service based, totally just gets it, understands snowboarding. And you get 20% off if you use TOMMIE and then 20. So Tommy 20, all caps, 20% off there. They do have a couple really cool things, but I recommend those guys. There's a couple other companies that are very high performance, but very expensive. These guys are a very good, a lot of value, but still performance. It's pretty sick. Abby says, yes, Sierra at Tahoe. Yes, great memory. Dude, I do my best to remember these things. Sierra. And Justin says, my girlfriend is learning to snowboard and doesn't know which foot to lead with. Any tips? I think one of the biggest things that I would recommend is have her do a toe side turn or heel side turn with one foot, and then try the other one going heel side, toe side. So start with the right foot, go to the left foot, see which one's more intuitive, which one feels easier. If there's one that just gives her a slight advantage, then run with that one. If they're completely the same, just pick one, and then as she progresses in her snowboarding, the biggest thing I would say is kind of a cheat code for her is if she could learn how to ride the chairlift that one foot, but then as she progresses and learns how to ollie, she should do it switch. She knows how to do a nollie, do it switch. If she's learning how to carve, learn regular and switch. That would be like the biggest game changer for her. But I would go with whatever is intuitive. Then another thing you can do is just be like, all right, hey, we're going to run across this ice patch or across the kitchen. We're going to slide. Whichever way they run and naturally jump to, that's also that could be the more intuitive direction of which way she naturally goes, and then have her strap in with her lead foot that way. Sometimes it takes months to figure that out. For some people, because they just don't know, it could be an advantage. J-Dub, living in Wyoming and picked up a Nikon Icon pass for my first snowboard season. What is your highest recommendation resort for beginner riders in Colorado? I am a huge fan of Copper. So if you go, I believe it's called the West Village, they have some incredible terrain to learn on. And they have this thing, it's like this little baby park that literally has a jump that's not even a jump. It's so little that it's like a thing, but not a thing. And then they have little boxes. They have really good chairlifts, really nice people. Copper has some amazing instructors. There's just like a lot of good things there if you have the Icon Pass. I was actually talking to Aaron Snow about this yesterday. Where should you go? Copper, if you have an Icon Pass, I really enjoy. Now, granted, I've never been to Eldora, so I can't speak on Eldora. From my experience, Copper's freaking fire. And I ride there a lot. It's freaking sick. Chase says, any tips for holding grabs on a big jump? Yes. Holding big grabs starts with your run-in and your takeoff. If you take off in a balanced position and you're distributing your weight evenly off the lip, and you pressure or you push off of the jump evenly, and you get in the air and you're balanced, your body is willing to grab and hold that grab for longer if you're in a balanced position. Now, think about I'm leaning back in my chair and I start to fall. That moment my body senses that I'm out of balance, my natural reaction is to wave my arms. Now, think about you're going off of a jump, and if you're already out of balance from the takeoff, you're not grabbing, dude. Your body is not letting you grab, and if you grabbed, you're going to go down, and your body and mind knows that. So if you can take off a 5-foot jump or a 100-foot jump off of a more balanced or a balanced position where you don't have to wave your arms, holding that grab 10 times easier. But it starts by taking off equally with both feet at the same time. Okay, I'm going to try Ayan. If I'm saying this wrong, please let me know. Do you know of any good snowboarding places in Ontario, Canada? I personally have only been to Whistler/Blackcomb, and I freaking love that place, but I know there's probably some other amazing places. So I wish I had answers. That's something that I want to go out and freaking, I want to go there sometime. That's the goal. I want to go there sometime, but I wish I had a better answer for you. Anybody in the chat know any good places in Canada? Please let us know. Abby says, I hope so too. My county is currently shut down again. Aw, rip. Okay, Shipin says, how you doing? Dude, I'm awesome. I'm hyped to hang out with you guys. Let's go. Abby says, I miss snowboarding. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Sorry. She's like, I'm going to fight you. I'm like, I know. Casey Smith, Arbor Watermark, I recommend you check out. It is my dream board with the Arbor Westmark Frank April edition. I need to go check those out for sure. Okay, noob question. Okay, IVW Shane says noob question. Now the thing about a noob question, I don't care. I'm here for you. All these questions may or may not be noob. We got you. Hopefully. Let's see. Aaron with a $5 donation. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Nobody breaks it down like you, homie. Let's go. Dude, not gonna lie. I appreciate that. Been in the game for like 20 years and coaching. I'm a highly certified instructor and snowboard coach. And I got a lot of nerd behind me. And so I'm stoked. Aaron, I appreciate that, dog. So I'm going back to that question that we were up here with. Where's the noob question? There's a bunch of guys in the chat. I appreciate every one of you guys being here. This is freaking sick. Love hanging out with you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the question. I don't want to miss. Okay, noob question. I never demoed a board. What's it normally cost, and can you try different boards at the same day without extra cost? Okay, so that's a great question. So it depends on the shop. They have different things. Now, a lot of the times it's going to be $40. You demo that board. Let's say the board's $500. I'm going to demo that board for $40. A lot of times what they'll do is instead of paying $500 for the board and $40, they'll let you take that $40 and put it to the cost of the board. So you're actually demoing the board, and that's their incentive. Hey, ride this board. You've already spent $40. Go buy it with us. You don't have to spend another $40 and kind of waste that. So, and then some shops will let you demo 3 or 4 boards. I was in New Zealand and I demoed this board and I was like, man, I'm going to go buy this board. I'm super hyped. It's the sickest thing ever. Online, it looks sick. By the time I demoed it, within 3 turns, I was like, I hate it. 3 laps later, I hated it. And I was like, I'm so bummed. I'm glad I didn't buy this board. I literally went and tried a different board I've never heard of. Same company, different board. I was like, this is amazing. Bought that board immediately. So demoing is a game changer. It saves you money. Imagine spending $600 and hating your snowboard. And then snowboarding is not fun because you hate your snowboard. I've been there. It sucks. Aaron, dude, what's up, guys? How we doing? Dude, there's so many of you guys. What's up? Extreme, what up? Sydney, what up? Rifle Live, dude. Let's go. I might skip through a couple of these questions, guys, so I want to get to kind of some of the stuff down here a little bit more, but I am super stoked that a bunch of you guys are here. Let's go. We got Remy says, my 5-year-old nephew just said, keep watching the live stream. It's important. Dude, nephew, let's go. I appreciate that. Tamil says, hi, guys. Hey. Kevin says, hey, Tommy, any advice on how not to catch an edge? Ooh, Kevin, that is such a great idea of not catching edges. What you need to do, this is, I don't know if I'm going to call it a rule or a law. You guys decide what you want. When you're snowboarding, the mountain is like this. It's steep. It's aggressive. You can see it back there. Wait, it's right there. Imagine that mountain right there. It's steep. It's aggressive, right? Well, the whole goal is when you have a mountain like that, you have to be on the edge. So I'm going to go this way. Okay, so let's say that this edge right here is my toe side edge, and I'm facing up the mountain. So I'm actually looking up the mountain towards the top of this mountain. You have to lean on this edge like this. You're leaning on this edge, so you're here, right? Now, this edge over here is like floating in the air, right? And that's a good thing. You're not catching an edge. But as soon as this back edge right here goes down, we'll go this way, what happens is you catch an edge. That's when you catch an edge. So if you guys are the mountain range, I have to lean against the mountain at all times. If I lean downhill, I'm going to catch that downhill and catch an edge. So think about your belly button has got to be over the edge that you're leaning on. If you're leaning on that edge and the downhill edge is in the air, you're not going to catch an edge. But if you start to lean downhill, you're going to get bodied. Trust me, I've done it so many times. So, but it's a great question. Yo, let's see. Brian Shred says, what's up, Tommy? What up, dog? How you doing, Brian Shreds? What up, man? Rifle Eye says, what's up, good? What's good, Tommy? What up, dog? Kaz, board specs are number one. Top sheets irrelevant. Cover with stickers anyways. Yeah, Kaz, I feel that. I actually, dude, I have not. I need to ask you guys a real personal question here. Sometimes I like to be like low-key on the mountain just because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I just like to be low-key. I love when people come up to me. Like, it's one of my favorite things, not to like boost my ego, but like when somebody says, hey, Tom, you helped me land a 360. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't believe that's even a thing. Like that I can help people online and like literally meet the masses and stuff. But sometimes like I just like don't put my stickers on my snowboards. I don't put other people's stickers on my snowboard. I have 5 snowboards that have 0 stickers on it. And I don't know why. I'm just like weird like that. Sometimes I just like don't want to like put a bunch of stuff on my board. I just want my board to be like low key, just, you know? Is that weird? Is that weird, guys? But I love when people like come up to me and like are stoked about the channel and stuff. That does me the world because like I get to connect with those people, you guys online and stuff. But yeah, that's where I'm going with that. So Kevin got your answer there. Okay, we also got Ziggity says, love to see a snowboard video on specific stretches you might stick to for flexibility. Trying to get those grabs a bit better. Ooh, yeah. I agree. I definitely need to make that video. And again, if you guys got any recommendations on videos, please drop them in the chat because we're going to be making a whole bunch of stuff. Chris, what up, dog? He says, Tommy, what's cracking? What up, dog? Michael says, can I ride park with an all mountain board? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It just may be a little challenging in some ways, but yeah. Okay, here's a good question. Chris says, Tommy, what's your opinion on the Burton Flying V versus the camber version? I personally am a huge advocate for camber snowboards. Yes, they have their downsides. You ride POW on a camber board, it's going to blow at your back leg is going to be tired 100%. Like I know that. That's just part of it. But I like camber boards because they're stable, easier. They're stable. They have a lot more pop and stable, easier to carve, and have a lot more pop. So when you pressure the board, so a camber board looks like this, and you decamber the board and you pressure, it naturally wants to snap back. And I utilize that snap back when I go off side jumps and like try to go massive off side hits. I utilize my snowboard to get extra explosion. With the Flying V, they just, it's a different combination. Now the Flying V has the hybrid models are trying to do as many things good, but nothing great because they want people to be hyped on him and they want this thing that's like very fun, very playful, very easy to turn, but may have some downsides. Like I said, camber is not the best thing for everything, but it's a great thing for a lot of things. Hopefully that answers your question. Rap production. Okay, so I'm okay. I'm an okay snowboarder. Like got 180s, yeah, 360s off certain ledges kind of guy. I can do a backflip on a trampoline and a backflip looks super easy on a board, like really easy. Do you guys think it's a good idea? I think you need to do 2 things for yourself. If you can do it into a foam pit where you actually have some kind of snowboard momentum, like a rollerboard or dry slope into a foam pit or an airbag, that is going to be very helpful. The second option, if you don't have that, is go build a jump with a nice landing with a whole bunch of pow. Make sure you have a lot of pow where you are, because if there's like a hidden rock underneath and you try to do a backflip onto a rock, not sick. Trust me. Gotten close a couple times. So spot your landing, make sure there's no crap in there. Like even pat it out, scope it out, let it snow, fill that back in. And that's what I do with this one spot that I have at one of my resorts. I'll scope out the whole place, find the exact place, pat it out, let it snow. Now I know it's safe. Do it into a POW. Do it into a POW. Do it in POW. That's like the best thing. Stefan says, just do it in a POW day. Yup, boy, I back that. Okay, Johnny says, tips on practicing / falling safely. I broke my collarbone last season in the pipe, and it was a bummer. Dude, Derek, what up, dog? Derek, I need to tell you something here in a minute, but we'll get that to it in a second. Johnny said, Johnny, that's a video that I'm like really struggling. I want to put out there, but I also don't know if I should put out there because I don't want to like teach people how to fall and then they get hurt falling and then they're billing me and they're pissed about it. But one thing that us as instructors will try to do is try to fall on your forearms so that you're being able to land and distribute the weight through this portion equally between both hands. Of course, if you do this and then all the pressure goes like this, it's not that sick. You can also break your scaphoid. And if you guys can see, like I got like a gnarly like scar and surgery and stuff that I gotta get surgery on my wrist again down the road. Rip. But it's hard for me to like say like how to fall. The biggest thing is to try to keep the momentum going. It's like a stunt person or parkour is where they land and their momentum goes, or a stunt person like rolls down a hill or they land and roll, trying to keep that momentum. If you go to that abrupt stop, that's when most things like that happen. So keep your momentum rolling. Extreme stunts. Do you think Winter Park or Copper Mountain has shorter lines? Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know. Some days Copper, some days Winter Park. Winter Park is a lot more accessible from Denver. Probably easier to get to. Copper's a little bit more of a drive. I don't know. Toss up on that one. Oslaughter, what up, dog? Not Power says, this may be a dumb question, but would it be a bad idea to jump onto a box doing a frontside board slide? If your body positions are on point, no. I suggest that you ride 50-50 on a box and then go frontside board slide. As you do that, you start to develop the body position, the body awareness of where should I be? Do I want to be too far over my toes, too far over my heels? No. You want to be flat, even-footed. My dude. I'm going to get to that in one hot second. Flat-footed, even. Now, when you jump onto it, you're just trying to find that body position again. Just jump on back to that body position. So not a bad idea. I do it all the time. We got Pitt in here, says, Pitt with a $10 donation, says, get Duffy a ice pack. Oh my God. Okay. Does anybody know what we're talking about here? Get Duffy an ice pack for his back. It looked like it hurt. RIP. RIP bike rail. Do that bike rack. Dude, thanks for the subscriber right there. Thank you. If you guys watched the video, the random vlog, the backyard vlog that I just dropped, I think it was even yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. I don't even know anymore. I think it was Sunday night. I dropped it like super late. One of my dudes kind of got wrecked, but he's good. He's amazing. It's better to learn backyard park and get bodied in a safe environment than actually in the streets. So we used it as an educational opportunity for him to learn from it, but he's good. Rifle Live, what up, dog? He says he's from the Buckhouse stream too. Dude, thank you so much. I just jumped off the Buckhouse live stream. Sydney, no way. Thank you guys so much. Whoever came over from the Buckhouse. Hopefully you guys are giving that dude some thumbs ups on his video. Just saying right now, I've been watching Buckhouse. That dude is blowing up, and I'm so pumped for him. I'm so excited that, like, he's a good dude, man. I like that dude. I love that dude. He's a great dude. And for him to be getting for him to be crushing it is like, it's sick. I really love it. Nathan says, wish I got used to riding switch when I first started snowboarding, learned a few years after it is not ideal. Dude, I was in the same boat. I've been snowboarding for 20 years. I only started snowboarding switch 10 years ago, and I'm like, should have been doing this my whole life. Sean Kennedy says, I'm so hyped for this season. Yes, dude, right? So pumped. It's been insane. One thing I've noticed is I think things are way busier right now than they kind of are traditionally in this season, because I think two reasons. People are like, for two reasons, I think that people are like, yo, I just spent a bunch of money. I need to get my days in. The other thing is, yo, I don't know if this season's going to last, so we better get our days in. Okay. Matthew says, Tommy, tell me what questions you like, and I will add them to the list. Dude, Matthew is my editor. He is amazing. Big shout out to Matthew. I was supposed to call you on Sunday. We didn't really make it happen. Rip. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, one video that I really liked was how to be efficient on a snowboard to ride all day. That's really dope. And trying to think what other good questions we had. Jason says, hey, Tommy, wondering what a good stance angles would be to ride switch would feel as normal as possible. I feel like when I land switch, I catch an edge and I ride off. So I'm actually making a video tomorrow about how to find your ideal stance. The first question when it comes to stance is, what is the application? What are you trying to achieve? Now, how do you make your stance help you on that? So your question is, dude, I want to ride switch. I personally love riding 15-15. For me, the way my hips come out, or my femurs come out of my hips, I naturally have a little bit of rotation. And then when I'm at 15-15, it feels natural. If I were to not snowboard and stand on the ground and do some back squats, my feet naturally want to be there. That's a natural, intuitive position for me. I like to be symmetrical, so I'm looking at 15 on the front foot, negative 15 on the back foot. So when I ride regular switch, my feet at least theoretically feel the same. Now, it's not always going to be the case because your muscles are not developed in the same way on both sides. If you are a snowboarder and you snowboard a lot, think about your lead foot pushes, or you put a lot of weight on your front foot and you develop muscles to balance and to be there, and your other foot pushes. Different styles of muscles. You ride the chairlift with one foot like that. So then you're already becoming asymmetrical. So you got to do your best to like force your body to be symmetrical, but you're already fighting asymmetry because you're a snowboarder. Something I feel. My obliques on my left side, they're a lot more strong and developed because I ollie and pop way harder and bigger going regular. And then as a thing, my other side is not as developed. If I go in the gym and work out, I notice that my obliques are not the same strength, and I'm blaming snowboarding. Not a bad thing. Still love you, snowboarding. Okay, Extreme Stunt says Eldora is really awesome because of their small parking lot and there's never a line. Dude, that's fire. By Flippin' Ship says, thought of Mammoth this weekend. Tips on practicing spins without train parks open. Side hits. Dude, side hits. Practice 180s going straight down the fall line, preferably, and I'll tell you why in a second. Front side 180, backside 180. I have a video in my YouTube channel. Type in how to 360. I have a video of how to 360 flat ground. It's probably a really good video for you to watch before you go to Mammoth, literally. And I talk about how to go like front side 180 with a little bit of swivel to 270, and then 360, and then you pop to 270 to 360. So essentially, I'm breaking up a 360 and letting you do a 270-degree rotation in the air, and then on the ground, you finish it to start developing your body air awareness, body positions where you're looking, edge control, speed management, pop, explosion, nerd. So that video could be really sick for you. But yeah, side hits and straight down the fall line. The reason why I recommend straight down the fall line, most resorts right now don't have a lot of terrain. People are going fast. If you do across the fall line, how much real estate are you taking up by going sideways? It's probably going to get taken out. Not a good idea. Nope. Okay. Max Grove says, what age do you think somebody should be able to do a flip by? That's such a hard question to answer because it could literally be like, anything. That's such a weird, not a weird question, but it's such a hard question for me to answer because like If you're trying to become a professional athlete, you don't need to do a backflip, but you got to be able to spin and do a bunch of other stuff. Backflips help. It's not mandatory. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got Aaron with a $5 super chat. Dude, thank you so much for donating. This guy, the boy, is going off tonight. Thank you so much. Smash that like button for the homie. It's super easy. Let's go. If you guys are digging the content and you guys want to see more videos, just like that button. Comment in the videos. I actually, just so you guys know, this is kind of new. Last night, oh man, see, I'm blowing up on, dude, blowing up. Last night, I put post notifications on YouTube. So every time you guys comment on YouTube, I see 100% of those. I may not answer them all, but I guarantee I'm seeing everything you put. So if you guys are doing, if you guys are commenting or anything like that, I definitely see it and I appreciate that. And we're almost at 20K. And again, I'm stoked on that number just because 20,000, we've helped 20,000 people. That's what I'm most stoked about. Okay. Scrolling around the chat, I want to make sure I'm just answering as many people as possible. There's a bunch of you guys here, like new people. I'm super pumped to see all of you guys here. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Will's Obermeyer. Will. Tommy Bennett. What do I struggle with not buying a new snowboard every year when I have 5 that are just fine? Facebook has so many deals, dude. That's so funny. I think I have there's 3 snowboards sitting in the corner right there. And this is okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is the most snowboards I've had in the last 10 years. I have 6 snowboards. And I have 6 snowboards, and because every year I break a snowboard and I buy another one, and this year I actually broke a snowboard, but I don't know, whatever. I have a couple snowboards, stoked on it. So when I break them, I just have another board to go get, you know what I mean? Let's see, buy Flippin' Chips. I love that name, by the way. It says, any plans on hitting Mammoth? Dude, I love Mammoth. Somebody hit me up the other day. I used to, for the last 5 years, minus last year and this year, I've gone to Mammoth for 5 years in a row, every single spring from April 20th to the 30th-ish. I love Mammoth. I have so many days there. I didn't go last year because everything got shut down. This year, I'm probably not going to travel at all, but I've been there. Love it. Love it. Thomas says, if I feel better about going for a slide rather than a 50-50 on my first rail, should I go for it? As long as the rail, I think whatever's going to set you up for most success. If a board side is your more intuitive thing and the rail's not sticky, then yes, I think that's a very wise idea. Personally, I'm trash at board sides, so I would rather go 50-50 and freaking do a back 3 out or something. But if you're feeling more confident and you're going to lead to a higher chance of success, then yes. Mr. Cole, I'm not sure what you asked, but we're here. I am 5'2" guy, and I'm looking for a board, but I don't know what size I should have. Do you know what size snowboards you think I should have? 5'2", how heavy are you? That's a weird question to ask. How much you weigh? I am 5'5". I know. So tall. I'm 5'5", 135, and I ride a 149 to 151. So I would say like that 146 to 150, depending on what your application is. Yeah, 146 to probably 149. That's probably where I would have you hang out. And if I miss your guys' question, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead and pop them in the chat. I want to get to as many different questions or as many questions as possible. Alex says, I have a really hard time bending my knees as I spin 360s. I tend to keep my legs straight after I pop when I try to rotate. Dude. Charles, dude, coming in with a freaking donation. Dude, he says, and I'm going to get to your question. Don't worry, Alex. Keep killing it, Tommy, me and Ziggity. Z, always loving the content. Stoked to take some of your tips to the pow. Dude, let's go. So I just got a notification. See? Hot and good. See, I read all these guys. Just so you know, I read these. I read them. I see them all. They pop up every single day. Also, yeah. Okay, moving on. We're not trying to sit here on the phone. Okay, so then, Charles, I appreciate that, dude. I'm stoked, dude. If you guys at any point are learning tricks and you guys want to tag me on Instagram, I'm able to see those, and I definitely, I share as many stuff as possible. So definitely do that, dude. That's sick. Okay, let's see. Alex had a good question for us a little bit ago. Where'd it go? Alex, where'd you go, bro? Alex. When you're spinning 360s, he struggles with retracting his knees upwards. He says he stays very long. My experience from that is that if you're throwing your shoulders not hard enough, then your body wants to stay long because you're trying to fight to get that rotation. You're trying to like fight really hard to get the whole thing around. If you throw your rotation a little bit extra hard and be able to close that shoulder, wind up and throw, then your body is kind of just like going in the air and can just spin nice and smooth. As you spin nice and smooth, your body feels more okay with bringing the knees up. In addition, you may have to train your body to bring your knees up. If you're doing a side hit, I would say for me, 97.1% of the time I'm in the air, my knees are up. The only time I don't bring my knees up is when I'm trying to do like a pencil 360 where you're super long. But most of the time I'm bringing legs up or I'm trying to grab and I do all this funky stuff. I'm bringing my knees up. So do side hits with your knees up, hit jumps with your knees up, then do a 180 with your knees up, do a 270 with your knees up, and then do the 360 with your knees up. Build that muscle memory. Buy, flip, and ship. Thank you. You're welcome, my dude. Ziggity, Charlie. Let's go. Andy the God. Hello. So basically I started snowboarding last year. My friends go to the park a lot. So I started learning how to 50-50 and board slide on boxes and rails. Dude, sick. I also learned how to do 180s, but then he's like, yo, I can spin. I got to ride switch now. So with that, I have a video on my YouTube channel called How to Ride Switch. That's a good place to start. With the biggest thing with switch, there's two things you need to do. Be in the right body position. That makes turning easier. You want about 60% of your weight on your lead foot and makes your turns easier. Imagine you're driving in a car. Where is the weight and where do you turn from? It's the front tires, right? Now, as when we're snowboarding, we want to essentially kind of the same concept as being able to be in the front foot. That's number one. The second thing about switch is you got to just get the miles. You got to spend the time. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. But I'm dropping a how to ride switch video plus a bunch of really cool exercises on how to make you more awesome at switch dropping on Friday. Go check that out. Dude, what the heck? You guys are popping off tonight. My dude, Ziggity. I read it here. And then I got to read it over here. Ziggity says, "Ew, Charlie King." And I be studying those how-to videos on the daily. Keep sending it. Ziggity, let's go, dude. I definitely am going to try to increase the amount of videos that I'm putting out on YouTube. If it wasn't, as much as I can on YouTube. Definitely trying to increase that as much as possible. But I'm also dropping daily content on Instagram. Ziggity says, "I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Charlie." Dude, let's go. Charlie, dude, I appreciate you sharing the stoke. Tommy getting us all ready for the pow mow. Let's go, dude. I'm so hyped on that. Hazard, do you or other experienced riders usually wear a helmet? I personally am a big fan of helmets because I've hit my head so many times and I've just gotten used to wearing a helmet. I have rode without a helmet for sure. I'm not going to say I've never done it, but majority of the time, probably about 95% of the time, I have a helmet on. Even the backyard session, I'm wearing my helmet. But I like it. There's a couple pro snowboarders. A lot of the competitive athletes wear helmets. They're just used to it, high impact and all that stuff. Some of the street riders do. Some of the street riders don't. That kind of thing. But I personally like wearing a helmet for sure. Brian Flip says, "Like the video, y'all. Show the support. Let's go. Thanks, dude." Okay, I'm going to try to do my best here. Ina, Claire, do you use the Insta360R? I've actually never used it before. Never. Okay, we got a question here from Andy the God. Says he wants to see some snowboards. Without making this too weird, this is a freshly, brand new Academy graduate board, fresh wax. You can actually I literally still have the wax on it. I need to scrape that thing. So I got this bad boy. Then I got a Burton Custom that is pretty beat up from the feet up, but it just needs a little wax, just needs a little love. And then I also got a K2 board that I'm going to be doing a review on because it's got the, look at this thing. This board doesn't have straps, no straps. So we're going to be doing a video on that too. So yeah, those are my snowboards. Woo! Let those bad boys sit in the corner. Oh my gosh, you guys are popping off in this chat, dude. You guys are freaking wild right now. More curious than anything. Oh yeah, let's go. Gage says, I only go snowboarding twice a year. What are some tips to get better the quickest? Take a lesson, like legit. Snowboard instructors, by training or by design, are there to expedite your experience. Now, don't go warm up on your first day and waste the day trying to feel good before you take a lesson. Take a lesson the first day because they're going to expedite the process. Their goal is to make you better at snowboarding. That's their job. They're paid to get you better at snowboarding. Come in with a specific goal in mind. And a lot of the ASI instructors, which there was a question in here about ASI. I'm going to try to find that because that was a good question. But a lot of the ASI is very student-based learning. Hey, I want to learn a backflip. Well, maybe you can't do a backflip, but what can I teach you to do a backflip? Well, you need to be able to pop. You need to be able to catch air. You need to be able to be comfortable in the air. There's a lot of things we can teach you. I might not teach you the backflip, but I'm going to teach you the fundamentals to get that backflip, right? So take a lesson. That's going to be your best bet. Take a lesson. Again, I'm not making any money off of it. I personally do not do any private lessons. I get hit up every day, literally, on Instagram about private lessons. I just don't do them. But lessons expedite. Okay, so Chase said, another question. I'm really trying to get my PSIA skiing. I'm assuming ASI, but I could be wrong. And I need to be able to spin on a box or rail. I'm having trouble balancing. I just slide out. So that's all. So one big thing that's going to really help is understanding where your center of mass is. Your belly button. If your belly button is leaning way too far back, you're going to slip out and you're going to fall. If you're leaning way too far forward, you're either going to catch a little front edge or you're going to slip out and fall. So the biggest thing you got to do is make sure your balance is centered or even. Also, that your center of mass is there as well. Dude, Jason, what up, dog? Dude, let's go. I'm going to answer that. I'm going to continue answering the ASI question, and then Jason, I'm going to get to it, dog. I appreciate you so much. So you got to understand where your belly button is. Also, when you're spinning on a box, and if this is the box right here, and you're kind of like halfway on, halfway off, you got to make sure your center of mass, meaning your belly button, is leaning over. So I could be like, ooh, like this trick is fire. But if I was here, I'm already falling off. So my center of mass, meaning my belly button, needs to be on the feature. So hope that helps. Dude, Jason says, gonna hit Copper more this winter. Hope to bump into you. Dude, please say what's up to me. I will be at Copper a lot. I will be there opening day on the 30th. Could be wrong, but I think it's a Monday. I'm gonna be there opening day. It's gonna be sick. So I'll be there opening day. And I'll be there a bunch this year. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Make sure you guys reserve your parking. Make sure you guys, that's the biggest challenge that I've already faced. I wanted to go to Breck this week, but I didn't have a reservation to go there, so I can't go there. So it's going to be a challenge, but at least we're snowboarding, right? Look at that. My dude, Wow TV just subscribed. Thank you. We got Steven in the house. What up, dog? What happened to my membership? Dude, I don't know. Thomas says, I want to get better at park riding. Oh, okay. This is a good one. I want to get better at park riding, but I'm embarrassed about sucking. To be honest, I've been in your shoes for years. Even sometimes when I roll up to the park these days, there's a lot of really good snowboarders. I get a little intimidated sometimes, or I expect to be able to do this trick and I keep falling and it sucks. But at the end of the day, are you snowboarding for them or are you snowboarding for you? When I go to the top of the park, I just remind myself, I don't care what they think, literally, because I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to share the love and stuff, And if I'm impacted emotionally or mentally by somebody else, it sucks because it just ruined my day. And it doesn't make their day better. It might not make their day worse. But I snowboard because it's fun. It's enjoyable. If I fall, I laugh it off. If I fall, I don't care. If I fall, I put it in my Instagram. I don't post in Instagram falls a lot because a lot of people don't want to see that, but I'll post it on my story. I fall all the time. It's part of it. But the more you can just know why you're snowboarding and just remember like, hey, I'm here to have fun. I want to progress. I don't care what you think. I'm going to go have fun. Another thing is like, I only have so many days to snowboard. I may snowboard more than other people, but I only have so many days. I know that my body's falling apart. I know I have to have multiple surgeries. Dude, thanks for the subscription. My body's falling apart. I only have so many days. So every day I go snowboard, I need to maximize that day. And am I going to let somebody else ruin my day? Ideally, I try not to, right? We're not perfect. Like I said, I still get intimidated sometimes, but I do my best because I just want to have fun. Hopefully that's like some advice that can really help you. Okay, Jason, thanks for answering my stance angle question before. I'm 5'5" and I'm riding a cap at a DOA. I think my issue is I can't ride 1550 due to the board being so long and my knees kill if I change it to 5'3". Yeah, you could also, I wonder how wide your stance is because 1515 wide may end up making your knees kind of bend the way they shouldn't. Your knees are stacked like this, right? They're designed, trying to make them as vertical as possible. They're designed to move this way. But if I start to lean this way and then I start to put pressure, look how much pain or separation I'm putting in my knee because the angle of my feet are too wide. Look at that. It's already hurting. So what if I bring, instead of being so wide, I stack my knees again. I still have a little bit of angle, but it's not as wide. So I'm just speculating at maybe your stance is too wide or it's too narrow. I'm not totally sure, but I'm making a stance video tomorrow. Ideally, when you have your stance, in my opinion, you want your knees to track over your toes so that when you flex, that you're in a biomechanically optimized position. So when you flex, you're like, it's the way your knees should work versus doing a bunch of this crap. Aaron Snow says, I'm out of here, homie. Gonna game some. I'll be on Discord if you want to chat. Let's go. Also, we just got, dude, let's go. We also just got Rusty Nail Riders coming in with 4 turkey, taters, green beans, and pumpkin pie. I love your style. Hey, let's DM about that snowboard, huh? Should we? I think it's time. I think it's time. DM me. Let's talk. Thank you so much for the $25, dude. I'm so hyped. That's so sick. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving break? Anybody going anywhere? I may or may not be. Haven't decided. Oscar says, hey, Tommy, just got my new snowboard and binding strapped into butter up in my living room, and it's hella squeaky. Is that normal for new gear? Yeah. If you ain't squeaking, you ain't tweaking. I saw somebody put that on an Instagram. My stuff still squeaks, bro. And it's not, it is what it is. It's kind of sick when you're like snowboarding and you're like tweak and you're like, ooh. Because if I ain't squeaking, it ain't tweaking. So, it's pretty normal. Charles King says, heck yeah, I'll check it out Friday. Let's go. Isaac says, I haven't snowboarded in a whole year. What should I do to warm up? As many squats as you can. Work on some core. And when you first go snowboard, just take your time. Mentally allow yourself just to understand where you are and have fun. The Dill Pickle says, hey, Tommy, I was wondering if you could do a video on all your snowboard gear, what you wear on the mountain, and what recommendations would be cool. Ooh, is that something you guys want to do? I know there's been some other YouTubers that have done that. I did one last year. Looking back, I think it came out pretty terrible. I don't think I did a great job, but that's definitely something that we could do for sure. Maybe we do that as a live stream. I actually need to buy a bunch of stuff. I have boots, but I was thinking about buying a new boots. My gloves are wrecked. I wanted to buy a new jacket because mine's wrecked. I need pants because I hate them. There's a couple things. So maybe I was even thinking about doing a video of like spending some money on my snowboard gear, which comes out to be kind of a lot of money. Luckily, it's a tax write-off. But I was thinking about spending some money and then making a video of like, what does X amount of money get you in snowboard gear, and then do that. We could do that as a live chat and you guys could ask me questions about that, or I could do it as a video, but I love that idea. Rave, you are sick. I just found your channel. Too good. No way, Rave F. I appreciate that. Let's go. I'm so hyped. I got so much more in the freaking I got so much more planned. Like I said, my editor, Matthew, big shout out to Matthew. We're coming up with a list. My goal is to have a list of 100 videos on my, I literally told him this, on my phone. So then I can just, before I go to the mountain, like the night before, what I do is I'll look at the videos and think, what do I need to make? What's going to help the most, and then I start to develop a plan in my head, or sometimes I'll write out a plan of what I want to say, how I want it to come across, what important things I need to make sure that are on that video. So my goal is to come up with 100 videos that I need to make for you guys. And then when it comes time, I just got to go look through and make a video. Or you're too funky. Ha, LOL. Let's go. Wild TV, dude, did you see that? Wild TV just subbed, and I literally saw it. Little pop up. Let's go. Tommy, with all that knowledge, dude, it gets nerdy for sure. Isaac, I did answer your question, my dude. To practice making my center mass gravity is in the correct place for the rail, what could I do to practice off the mountain, like jumping on a curb 1 foot? Would that help? Dude, I got a low-key hack for you guys. I got 2 ideas. You can buy the Snowboard Addiction board and jib the board on a, like they have this like curb. It's like a little curb thing that you can use. Another idea that you can do is strap on your snowboard, get an old couch cushion from your couch or from the Thriftway or something, you know, a little thrift store, and jib on the couch cushion or an old tire. What's cool about the tire and the couch cushion is you physically have to jump, land, and then stabilize yourself, especially the couch cushion. As you land, it's unstable, just like real life, right? So you can practice your body positions. The biggest thing, if you guys are going to be jibbing at home, don't look at your feet the whole time. Because in snowboarding, you don't look at your feet. You got to look what you're going. So if I'm doing a 50-50, I'm going to jump on, and I'm going to look where I'm going so I know where I'm going. Try to establish a downhill area as if you're snowboarding. Try to mimic that as much as possible. Couch cushion, tires. Last year on Instagram, when I started posting Instagram, I jibbed a tire, did like 180 in, 180 out. It freaking blew up, and I was like, oh, it's kind of sick. Wow. Marine. Rip. L-stackers. I appreciate it, dude. Just block them, ban them, kick them out, whatever you need to do. Thank you, L-stackers. We don't need that shenanigans. We ain't about that. Representing the East Coast, learn the ice key, kill that pal, says Charlie. Let's go. Rave says, going to Eldora with my favorite, going to Eldora, my favorite little mountain. I need to go there so bad. I haven't. Diaz says, which park in Colorado is the best in order, in your opinion? I think Copper's by far putting a lot of the most amount of energy, the most amount of care, and the most amount of attention to kind of detail right now. As far as I can see, they're crushing it for sure. Rusty Nail Rider says, yep, down in Florida Panhandle at the beach until the end of the month. Let's go. Tall Boy says, thanks, B. Gotcha. Cash 15 Cardi says, my legs fatigue super fast when I'm not moving or going slow. Is that a problem with my stance? Maybe, but maybe not. When I'm riding slow, you have to use so much of the micro muscles. I forget what it's called. You have to use a lot more of the stabilizer muscles and not the gross motor function. So you're having to use all these little muscles that fatigue really easily. To this day, my back ankle fatigues a lot when I'm jibbing around because my ankle is doing so much work, it still fatigues. So that is, in a way, inevitable, but I am not sure if the stance is either making it worse or it's not. So I'd have to like see your stance and stuff. Alyssa says, can you give me a tip on a 360? I can't quite get fully around and land it. 3 things probably are hindering your ability. 1, are you winding up through the spine? A lot of people wind up through the shoulder. Watch my spine. This is my spine represented by my shoulder blade. Look how I'm winding up. My arm cannot generate that much force. Can it? A little bit, yes. But now watch when I wind up. My whole spine moves my whole shoulders, and this is a bigger group of a bigger body part, and I can wind up and throw my whole body so much more than just my arm. So number one, make sure you're rotating your spine and you're throwing with your spine. That's 1. 2, are you getting enough air time to get it around? 3, where are you looking? If I'm doing a front side 360, my eyes are looking over my shoulder. If my eyes are looking over my shoulder, then all of my rotational momentum is going in that direction. If I'm going backside, my eyes are looking over my back shoulder and I'm throwing this way. If my eyes are looking down at the ground, you're really hindering your ability to continue that rotational momentum. So 1, make sure you're throwing it hard enough. 2, make sure you have enough air time. 3, look in the right direction. If you follow my Instagram, I have a bunch of breakdowns, like gnarly. I have like 400 and some odd breakdowns now. And I got a lot of them that are in fast mo and slow mo. Today I posted a frontside 360 off of a little whale tail and freaking sent it, but I do talk about those things. Also, my bad, tall boy, funny, haha, says, Tommy, how tall are you in caps, letters? My bad. 5'6". No, I'm 5'5", 5'5", about 135 pounds. Alyssa says, sweet, thank you. Well, she said thank you. I just added the sweet. Why not? Flippin' by says, tips on practicing at home. Any other key tips like a couch cushion, tires, and balancing tricks? Let's see. As far as that, I would say do as much versatility as you can. Try to do nose presses, tail presses, 180s while looking down the hill. Also being able to practice on a foam roller, kind of gnarly, but you can like hop on a foam roller and do that. Kind of sketchy, but super fun. And then Shane says, where's my North Carolina, California people at? Let's go. The Blakes, what up, dude? How are you? I really struggle with grabbing Tindy. I want to grab somewhere else and pull my board up and lock the grab in, and bam, it's Tindy every time. Okay, here's an interesting idea for you. And I might not be able to demonstrate it the best I want to. Think about what happens if you take your hand and you grab between your knees. So you are literally, your back hand goes between your knees. Well, if you try to grab Tindy, your knees are actually in the way. So if you grab between your knees into the center of the board, the Tindy's gone. Tindy's out of here. But if your hand is resting outside of your knees, how easy is it? You literally almost got to like fold your arm over like this. I'm going to show you the best I can. So it's like snowboard. So it's like versus. I know. Wasn't the best demonstration, but does that make sense? If my hand naturally sits between my legs, it's easier to grab for Indy versus hand outside. I just literally just thought of that, but I think it's brilliant. Rave says, Goofy, get in on goggles. I'm actually still working on a goggle company. It's probably not going to come out this year, but I think I'm going to have a goggle company coming out next year. It's going to be sick. Okay, Rusty Nail Rider says, Jay Guy, I bought the Pearl Wax Kit and waxed my board for the first time myself a few weeks ago. I have 2 videos on waxing. I have like a straight waxing video, and then I have a live stream video that's still up. So if you go to the channel, click the videos tab. I still have a waxing video. And if you guys use Pearl Wax, use Tommy20, you get 20% off. Let's go for your first purchase. Will you make a video on how to snowboard backwards? Do you mean switch? Because I'm doing that, actually dropping that tomorrow. And then Nick said, yo. Also, Nick said, Tommy, any tips on nose grab? Yes, I got a really good tip for nose grab. It's this thing called independent flexion extension. Simply meaning you have your little feet. Can one knee go up and one knee stay down? So one flexes, one extends. Now, what ends up happening is let's just call this my snowboard. As my knee retracts here, the board kind of goes up like this, and as this one extends, it forces the board to be more vertical. Now, as the board is more vertical, all you got to do is just grab your nose. So bring one knee up, one knee down, and essentially gets that nose to be really close to your face, and all you got to do is, kind of sick. If you look at my Instagram yesterday, I'm pretty sure it is, I do like a switch crail, which means my backhand goes to my nose. And it's like, that's a huge reach, But if you use what I just said, it makes that reach like easy. I don't even have to extend my arm all the way. I still have bend in my arm using that technique. And then imagine instead of my backhand, it's just right here. How much easier is that? Kind of dope. Kaz. Hope you're doing good. Casey Smith says, should I detune my whole entire edge? And if so, will I still have enough for jumps? I personally, this is my personal preference, I don't like detuning my edge. I like to detune just the tip and the tail. And actually yesterday I detuned my edge and I went snowboarding today. And I noticed that as I was riding on ice, I would slip out, and I never slip out, never. Because I detuned my edge. I personally don't like that, but that's going to be personal preference for sure. Okay. Jason says, Tommy, what's stiffness a boot do you have? So I have the Burton Photons, and they're pretty soft. I love soft boots because I can get a lot more range of motion out of my ankles, which helps me land tricks. Yes, if you're looking to be high intensity carving, border cross, stiffer gear can be very beneficial for a certain application, where I like to have a lot more jibby freestyle play kind of style. So having a little bit more range of motion in my boots and my ankles actually helps my snowboarding significantly. R1 Goofy says, what are the first things to do when on opening day? 3 things. 1, go with friends, man. Go have a good time. Just enjoy the time. Go put out some vibes. Just be stoked to be out there. 2, manage your speed, because if it's like icy and gnarly and you're going fast, you can't stop and you slam into a person, slam into a tree, it sucks. 3, watch out for people. Because, number 2, they weren't doing that. They're going fast. They're not watching out. They're not stopping. They're hitting ice. They're crashing. They're taking you out. They're taking you out from behind, and your day's done because they suck. And they're not being responsible. That's my thing, is just watch out for people. Literally, your head on a swivel. Ben says, if I get one with a lip, it makes the biggest forehead gap. It's terrible. I think you're talking about a helmet, huh? Menitz says, I keep slipping out on board slides. I can board slide rail when skating, but for some reason always catch an edge when trying to board slide while it's snowboarding. What do I need to do? You need to make sure that your center of mass is even between both of your toe and your heel side edge. You need to be even. Now, subconsciously, what is a board slide to your body? It's you going into a lift line, slowing down, lifting up your toes and slowing down to come to a stop. So your body subconsciously may be thinking, oh, I'm on a box, it's slippery, I need to slow down. And so you naturally start to lean back and you slip out and you get bodied. So you really got to force yourself to be, as you land, that your both feet are planted equally and your pressure is between the front of your foot and the back of your foot equally, not just leaning back, not lifting your toes up. It can be kind of sketchy for sure. So I definitely recommend doing a 50-50 and then go into board slide, go 50-50, go into board slide, do that like 5-10 times, get your body trusting that, and then hop on. And if you could do it skateboarding's gnarly, bro. I used to skateboard all the time. I don't really anymore. I broke my kneecap skating, so I kind of stopped. Rave F says, LAMO, let's go. AL says, but, hi, what up now? Craig, what up, dude? How do I stop myself from stalling since I'm stalling getting my 360s around and my upper body gets stuck? 3 things I think is going to be very helpful. 1, can you wind up and throw and make sure you have enough throw? If you're not getting enough throw, like enough initiation or rotation out of the front of the trick, the takeoff, then you're in the air, you're just like, ugh. Just imagine when you throw a baseball. I'm trying to make it freaking way out there. I got to give some juice so that it can continue its momentum down the line. If it just goes like, if I just throw it straight up, kind of stalls out, doesn't go anywhere, you know? You kind of, got to throw it. That's 1. 2, where are you looking? Make sure your eyes are looking in the direction you're traveling so that you're fighting to see the landing. If you're fighting to see the landing, it's going to help that rotation. 3, as you rotate and you're in the air, bring your knees up, like literally by like the first 90, maybe 180, depending how big the jump is. Bring your knees up. And when you bring your knees up, engage your core so your upper body and your lower body rotates as one unit. I talk about that a lot on my Instagram, is being able to throw it and keep the knees up and the knees up, eyes up, no, knees up, chest up, eyes up, and rotate as one unit. Hope that makes sense. Osvaldo says, yeah, a guy ran into me from the back at Keystone on Saturday. He was a rider, so it was all good. If it was a skier, maybe a different situation. Right, but still, the struggle I have with that is like, dude, I'm not trying to blow up my knee because somebody took me out. I'd be pissed. Michael says, out of curiosity, is it better to hit rails straight on or from the side? Now, that's a great question. It just depends on how the rail is set up. If it's a ride-on feature, here's the ride-on here, and you just go like this, that's right on. It's totally cool. It's probably a little easier. But what ends up happening is you'll get a feature that's more like a rail, but the jump is like over here. So you actually cannot ride on the feature. So the only way to hit the jump or hit the feature is to jump in from the side and then land on it. And that's definitely a lot more of that more advanced technique. I do have a video on it if you're looking for that one. It's called Urban On. You can search, go to my main channel. On the right side, there's a little search button. You can search on Urban On or Street Style. You'll be able to see it. It's a pretty dope video. But if you can Urban On or approach a rail from the side, game changer, because you'll open up probably 50% more rails, if not a lot more rails, because a lot of rails in the parks are definitely that way. Rave says, Charles, can I come? Dude, what? I want the invite. Charles says, Tommy, you should come and ride with us powwow in January. Got a place for you to crash. Ski in, ski out, just saying. Dude, are you talking about Japow? Because, dude, I could be down. I could be freaking down. I appreciate that, dude. Let's go. DM me on Instagram. Give me some more details. That'd be sick. Tyler says, good tip for keeping center of mass in the center of the board while winding up and doing tricks. Ooh, I love this. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to try to do my best to give you guys a visual example of this, and then I'll talk about it. So I'm going to try to just step over here, give you some visual cues, and then talk about it. All right, so first when we're trying to do a 360 or something, you want to keep your center of mass center here. Now, you got to be able to separate your upper and lower body. So my lower body's here, but look, I could be balanced and still rotate my shoulders. That's what you got to be able to do on your snowboard. Is be able to wind up and do that kind of thing, but my legs are in charge keeping balance, and then my upper body doing all the cool setup stuff. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. Couple things I got, a little quick update, kind of interrupt this whole chat real quick. I just hired a graphic designer to redo all of my donation alerts, to do an intro, to do an outro. I also may be changing my logo. I may be getting a whole bunch of new merch. I may be getting really sick transitions. I also may be changing my live stream setup. I've also hired the same graphic designer who works for ESPN, so big shout out to my dude. I got a really cool ideas, and I got somebody who is insane at graphic design / animations who are going to help me do some really insane things to take the channel to the next level. I'm even thinking about what if I had a green screen back here and I'm sitting here at an office, and then the back is like this crazy mountain or train park, and I'm sitting here in a little office, and I could talk to you guys and then show you because I have a green screen, I can get out of my chair and show you better techniques on how to do 360s. I have wireless microphones that I can do. So my goal for coming up in the next couple weeks is to be able to I spent a lot of money trying to make this background cool and stuff, but I want to continue to make this content as awesome as possible, straight up. So if I can, I've hired somebody to do a bunch of stuff for me, which I'm super stoked on. And if I can create some really cool ways to demonstrate tricks and stuff better for you guys, hyped. Michael says, cool, felt like working on my knuckle hucks and rails this season. Dude, huckle knucks, I'm so down. That sounds so fun. Ben says, yo, Steven, let's go. Ooh, we need to talk about that. Oh, man. Oh, my God, I can't believe we've already been going this long. I'm going to probably end this in 15 minutes. This is almost a 2-hour live stream. I thought we were going to go for an hour, but we're still here because you guys are popping off. So got that. Ben says, my grab map came in yesterday. Best purchase ever. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is something that I recently had a good conversation with somebody about. I want to make sure that you guys, I'm putting stuff out there that's going to benefit you. I'm not just selling you stuff to sell you stuff. If you guys want to buy a case, I'm hyped. I'm super appreciative, but I don't expect any of you guys to buy anything. If you want to support the channel, you guys want to do that, you guys want to donate, you want to be members, all that stuff. I love that thing, right? Big shout out to Steven, dude. Thank you so much for donating the team. Let's go. But my goal is to make stuff for you guys that is very helpful. So I'm stoked that you got the grab map and that you're hyped, dude. Ben, let's go. Super sick. Steven says, curious about the goggle process is going, and I want to review them so badly on my page. Steven, yes, you will. So I am making goggles. A goggle company. I'm working on a lot of stuff with Grandpa Bob. So big shout out to Grandpa Bob, who's been helping out. It's a long process, and I'm trying to come up with some funding to get it started. There's a couple different ways I could do it. One, sell you a crappy piece of goggles, pair of goggles that I can't stand behind. Super cheap, could afford it. Not worth it to me because my credibility is in that product. And if I sell you a crappy product, you're going to think I'm just like trying to like make a quick buck and I suck. That's not what I'm about. I would rather charge you guys a little bit more. I would rather put out a high quality product and take longer with the goggles to make sure that they're legit. I'm using the same company of lenses as Giro and Anon lenses because they're high quality. They're amazing. So I'd rather spend more money on that. But that also means that I have to come up with more money, which is it's part of starting a business, you know? It's part of starting a business. We ain't mad. Banana? Let's go. Is it? Oh, wait, look at that. We just got another subscriber. Thank you. Says Tommy, your stoke equals our stoke. Tips on getting over fear in the park. Yes, start small, build your confidence. More importantly, build your skill and take it slow. In snowboarding, in the terrain park world, they have this thing called like the smart style. Look before you leap, progress, start small. 100%. I have a really cool video, a beginner's guide video onto the park, but just start small. I literally broke my back and I had to start small and start all over. I was scared out of my mind to do like a 5-foot jump. So I hit that jump like literally like 100 times, just over and over and over and over. By the time I hit it 100 times, I felt good about it. So I just started small in a 5-foot jump. I hiked that thing days, over and over. And then I finally went to a 10-foot jump, days until I was like feeling good. And then finally over a while, I was able to overcome the fear of breaking my back. And big shout out to Steven. This should help my guy. Ooh, Steven, let's go. So this is a really good opportunity because we're going to be going soon. Come on now. Don't be scared. Look at me. This is a good opportunity to ask you guys like kind of a good question. I do have like a membership program on my YouTube channel. If you do like the top tier, you get like a shout out on my videos on like the end page. You help support the channel. Super thankful to all you guys. Like literally amazing. And then the next tier is like you get it's like a $5 tier on members and you get to see the videos early. My thing that I'm struggling with is what if throughout the rest of the season I'm unable to get you guys early release, thus you're paying for something you may not receive. I thought about taking away the $5 membership and just doing $2 membership. For those that are $5 membership guys, is that something that you want, that you okay with me doing? I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with that. I just want to make sure that you guys are stoked, and I don't want to put a promise out there that I can't keep. So you guys just let me know on the membership thing. If you guys don't know, memberships on YouTube for me right now, you get the early access to video. So I'm going to edit this video, drop it tomorrow. You guys will see it early before anybody else. But you also get these little badge icons, and the badge icons, you can get those for $2 a month, and $2 a month supports the channel, helps me out a lot. Every bit counts. I'm paying for batteries and GoPros and food and microphones and backgrounds and stuff. But I also want to just make sure that you guys are, getting your money's worth, or else I don't want to do it, At the end of the day, if I can help you guys, we're all going to win, including me. So, I don't know. It's just been on my mind. I'd rather kind of ask you guys before just doing something like that. Rave S says, happy I found your channel. Cute, amazing rider, genuine. What more could you want? Good night, y'all. Dude, thank you so much for being like in the live chat and just supporting and hanging out. I love when you guys chat. I appreciate it. I hope you have a sick time. And who knows, maybe we're all going to go ride. And I think earlier, Charles, you were saying Powder Mountain. Is that what you said? Please comment down below again so I know. R1 Goofy says, I subscribed, man. You're sick. Dude, I appreciate that. Let's go. I'm just trying to keep you guys hyped, you know. I just want you guys to be stoked on snowboarding. When you're doing a jump, should you try and land more on the back of your board than ease to the front? I personally try to land both feet at the same time, because if you have, let's say, 500 pounds of pressure all at once, it's better on your knees and easier to absorb that impact between both knees versus one knee. So what happens if you're too far back seat and that all that pressure goes on? Well, what I used to do, true story, is I would dislocate my back knee and I would fall over because I had so much pressure trying to absorb through one knee, and my knee would just go like that. So I now land both feet at the same time. If I don't land both feet, I will literally land tail and immediately go to both feet. Watch my YouTube videos. I'm not perfect, but I like 95% of the time, I'm like trying to get back to both feet at the same time. Nathan says, you should do a video on how you do a rock drop on a snowboard. That would be sick. Yes, cliff dropping videos would be fire. How to evaluate the size, how to know where to go, how to know to pop. Is it safe? Is the snow deep enough? Is the landing steep enough to make it easier? What body position should you be in the air? What should you grab? I think that's such a great idea. I love that, dude. I love that a lot. So R1, I hope that answers your question, my dude. Steven says, it would be sick to see you all at Mount Hood Meadows. Yeah, that'd be sick. As an airborne infantry man, landing both feet saves your knees so much. Let's go. See? I back that. Pablo says, do you focus on ripping or popping off the lip of big jumps? Do you find yourself riding without focusing on the ollie? Ooh. Great question. The reality is, my dude, I think we need to clarify first ollie versus pop. A pop is a 2-footed extension off the lip. So let's say that you're snowboarding and this is the jumper and you're going here. A 2-footed extension is pop. An ollie would be retracting your lead knee, building the pressure. If you're doing this on a big jump, this is what could happen. If you're ollieing on a big jump, watch this. If I build this pressure and all of a sudden it releases, I could catapult forward to my face. Not sick. So I just wanted to clarify that real quick. When you're hitting a jump, you want to do a 2-foot extension. Park jumps, 2-foot extension. Whether you're spinning, 2-foot extension. Whether you're going straight air, 2-foot extension. I personally like to pop off of jumps, even if they're big, because it allows me to control what I'm doing. Versus if I just ride off, I'm more passive and I have less control of exactly what's going on. When I'm more active on the takeoff, I have more control. Thus, I can add a grab. I feel stable. I can do whatever I want. I'm more balanced versus this passive like, well, whatever the jump wants to do, it's going to do whatever it wants. All of a sudden, I'm a passenger, not a driver. So, hope that helps. Pablo says, thanks. All clear, my dude. Let's go. And then... what is it? So I'm reading the chat. Charles says, yeah. Charles King says, yo, are you leaving, Charles? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he says, yeah, Powder Mountain, man. I may or may not. Is that what, Charles, is that where you live, dude? Will you DM me on Instagram? Is that where you live, bro? You should tell me about it. I want to know more. I may be going there. Can't talk about it, but I may be going there. Charles says, Ziggity Z, heading out to Utah too. We'll be out there mid-January for 8 days. Let's go. Dude, that's sick. Charles King. Dude, I want to go. I might be going. Could be sick. Diego, I'm going to Park City. If you want a spot, I got a place for you to crash. Dude, Diego. I finally accepted your money about 12 freaking years later. Big shout out to you. Win, send me dates. KTM, I just learned how to do a backflip on a snowboard. Are you flipping kidding me? Let's go. Big shout out to you. That could be sick. Maybe we have like a, maybe I get somebody that I have like this little thing right here. It has a bunch of buttons and I can like do a bunch of stuff that goes on the screen. Maybe we make a little thing like you press a button and it's like a celebration and like you landed a backflip, but I could do this thing where it celebrates and we all like get stoked for you because landing a backflip is not easy and it's scary. Casey says, we have a world-renowned park at Barrow. When are you going? Dude, I don't know, man. I really want to go. Katie says, Katie, I appreciate you being here early, Katie. I said that earlier. Dude, we getting some subscribers. Let's go. Katie, big shout out to you. I saw you were here early. Appreciate you. Brighton is sick. I've been to Brighton. I want to go back, and I just want to send it some more. Mark, what up? Where do you live? I live in Denver and go snowboarding on the Icon Mountains every weekend. Mark, I actually live in Silverthorne, and I go to Copper all the time. Love that place. KTM says, do you know Mountain Creek? I've heard of it. I gotta know some people from there, but I've never been there. Sounds sick, though. That's for sure. Casey, Tommy, if you don't detune your edges, then how do you prevent from catching your edge? And that's a great question. So if I had a rail like this, dude, Jesse, thanks for the subscription. I don't even know if they're watching. If you have a rail like this, the goal is to keep about 10% or like 90% of weight on kind of your heel edge, 90%. So it's a majority of it, right? Dude, we're popping off, dude. Pablo, thank you so much for the subscription. Let's go for subscribing. Words are hard. If I have about 90% of my weight on my heels, then it just gives me a little bit of leniency, right? Just a little bit of, That's one thing. Another thing you can do, but I haven't done on any of these boards, and I'm going to. I need to find like a shop that will like hook me up. But you can do this thing called a base bevel. So imagine this is your snowboard. Actually, we have one right here. Imagine your snowboard. What you can do is you can get this edge right here. You can do what is called a 2-degree base bevel or 2-degree edge bevel, base edge bevel. And what you can do, instead of having this flat, you can kind of not detune it, but you turn this edge to be faded just a little bit. So then you're more sliding on your base material versus your edge. And then what you do is you put an extra 2 degrees on the side. So you still have 90 degrees, but instead of the 90 degrees being perfectly flat, you actually shift your 90 degrees down like this. So then your board slides the rail like this, and then you have a little bit of giveaway. So it's called a edge base bevel or base bevel edge. You can get that done at a shop. They have like machines that will do that. $20, stoked. If they're charging like $40-$50, go somewhere else. $20, good deal. I was at somewhere the other day, and he was like, somebody's like, oh, it's like $50. I was like, rather go catch an edge and spend $50 on that because I can go down the street and get it for $20. I think I paid. Veil is expensive. I think I paid $15. No bro hookup. I paid $15. Because all they got to do is just slide in this machine, and it's good. Yeah, rip. So do you do both edges on that? Yes. Because you're doing front side, board side? Same thing. Yes. The Dale Pickle says, hey, Tommy, I was wondering if you could do a video on all of your snowboard gear, what you wear on the mountain, what you recommend for us. P.S. Love your videos. Keep it up. The Dale Pickle, I appreciate that, dude. Yes, I really want to. I am going to do a video like that. I may do it as a live stream, or I may do it as a video. I did one last year. I didn't like it that much. Need to make it better. Big shout out to Yard Trader, dude. We just got freaking $10 super chat from the boy. No questions, but just straight up supporting the channel. Dude, thank you so much. Dude, let's go. I appreciate it. Let's go. $10. If you want to ask me a question, we're going to roll here in a couple of minutes, but you got a question, I'm down to answer. Charles King says, Copper soon. Dude, Charles, Monday. Not this Monday, next Monday. Or a couple Mondays. Let's go. So hyped. And then Steven says, who wants to have a party at Whistler, Canada? Yes, please. I would love to go, dude. I've been there so many times. Not so many times. I've been there twice. Freaking love it. Chris says, I'm from Texas going to Breckenridge to try to snowboard for the first time in January. How is Breckenridge? Let's go. Great question. I was actually talking to another, my boy Aaron Snow who donated like heavy. I was talking to him about the same thing. Breckenridge is a great resort for families. It is a great resort for beginners because they have steeper terrain, but they have a lot of mellower terrain. My recommendation is don't have a friend teach you unless they're an instructor, but get a lesson. Now, expect to do 2 to 3 lessons to pick it up, to really have ownership over snowboarding. Snowboarding is extremely challenging. It's also very counterintuitive. So just give yourself your time. Give yourself 2 to 3 days to like get some lessons, be hyped, meet some people. And if you do a private lesson, that's an option. If you're looking for a private lesson, I have somebody I can recommend who's amazing. But if you're going to do a group lesson, you also get to meet some friends. And maybe you go, become boys with those guys because you're like snowboarding. But Breckenridge, great place to learn. Great place. Amazing instructors, really good vibe, great town, just sick. Steven says, are you available at the end of January to come board with you? Steven, on a Tuesday or on a Tuesday, I'm down. What pass do you have? I'm down. Let's do it. Eskimo, Snow, what up, Tommy? What up, dog? How you doing? Shane says, what's going on? What's the going rate for lessons? I want to get my girl into snowboarding. Yes, let's go. Mark, dude, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I was thinking about changing that and making it way sicker. It's like small and cute and cuddly, but I think it's got to be sicker. I don't know the rates, to be honest. If you do group lessons, they're a lot more affordable. If you do private lessons, they're pretty expensive. But group lessons can be really sick, really fun. My recommendation, this is just me, my opinion, have them take a lesson so that you don't teach them, and then they can have a sick time. They get good enough so you guys can share an amazing time together. It can be really challenging at times teaching a significant other or a friend, especially if you're like decent or good at snowboarding and you want to go rip. They need you to teach them to be able to rip, and if you just leave them, it's not as fun an experience, and she may hate it. Get her in a lesson. Yo, she'll love it. We got Casey Smith, what up, dude? You've been hopping in the questions. I appreciate it, dog. He says, I got a Burton step on before I broke my arm. I hope they still fit when I start riding. Dude, I hope so too, man. That would be crazy if they didn't. That'd be crazy if they didn't. So I hope so. But a lot of those bindings, if you change your boot size, you should be able to change with it, but you obviously don't want to buy new boots. I'm planning a road trip to you, 19 hours. Dude, I've done that road trip 14 times in my life. Hold on real quick. I just got a text message. But I'm not going to answer it. Mary says, sorry if this has been asked before, but what's the best way to progress from skidded turns to carving? Yes, that's a great question. I have a sick YouTube video on, if you go to my channel, and I'll answer your question, but this is another good resource. If you go to my channel, in the right-hand side, there's a little search bar. You can just search the word carving. I have a carving video that I break down 4 steps on how to be more awesome at carving, but it goes from beginner carving, not really good carver to really good carver. I have a beginner guide. So your biggest thing is you want to learn, start in a static position, just meaning you're not moving, and you're going to push your toes into the ground and just kind of lift up and feel what it's like to just balance on your edge, because carving essentially is you're balancing on your edge and you're letting your edge do the turn. So just get used to that feeling. You could do it at your house if you grab onto the wall and feel what it's like to be on your toe, feel what it likes to be on your heels, and then you're going to do a thing called the traverse. Now, be aware of traffic. So what you're going to do is you're going to start on one side of the hill, and you're going to just simply go across the hill, and you're going to try to get on your toe side edge and slice the snow and carve your snowboard. And the best way you know if you did it or not is look behind you. Is your turn wide and skidded, or is it a slice in the snow? If it's a slice in the snow, you're carving. Do that both heel side and toe side. Like I said, if there's traffic going down this way and you're going this way, could be dangerous. So make sure you're watching where you're going. And that's like really the best way to like start. Come on. Sorry, this gets awkward, I know. So that's, dude, come on. Like my there we go. My camera doesn't like me sometimes. I need to figure that out. Sorry about that, guys. That's the best way to start, and then watch that video. It's going to give you a whole bunch of more nerd on it. And some video examples. Okay, so we got Katie, and here says, my boyfriend taught me, and I watched YouTube videos before to help me out, which helped a lot. Yes, let's go. I'm so glad you had a successful time being taught by your boyfriend and just learning a lot. That's a big deal. Charles King, good night to all. Killing it, Tommy. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out. Let's go. I appreciate it. Steven says, oh, bro, I forgot to tell you, I got a Burton Cartels X bindings and the ride lasso boots for my new Never Summer Proto. So excited for Mount Hood Meadows to open 3. And we've got 3 meet the other night. dude, I'm so stoked that you got that set up. I need to buy new bindings. I need new boots. I was going to buy another board. I also reached out to SOS. I want to do a donation thing, raise some money for kids that can't snowboard. Give them an opportunity to go snowboard, maybe teach some kids how to snowboard and stuff. I've worked with SOS. They're called the Snowboard Outreach Society. They're about getting kids involved in the community as well as snowboarding. Avi, thank you so much. In the snowboarding community. So look forward to that. I want to do something special for those cats. Casey says, what do you think of the Burton step-ons and why did you get the K2 clickers? So I wanted to demo the K2 clickers and do a product review video on them, which is going to be coming out not this week, probably next week. I wanted to just test them out and see how they were. I reached out to them. I was just like, hey, I'd love to demo this product. And I actually knew the guy. I used to work with the guy who runs the social media. And he's like, yeah, I'll send some stuff out. So he hooked it up and I'm going to do a video on it. And I want to see TJ, and I've already talked to TJ about this because TJ already made a video about reviewing the video. The video I want to make is, can I get out of them and who is these for? I really want to nail down who are these for. If that makes sense. Mary D says, thank you so much. I'm so excited to try my new snowboard. Let's go. I'm so stoked for you. R1 says, I was going to go up to Steamboat after Thanksgiving, but there's enough there. I'm assuming you're saying there isn't enough snow, sadly. Sorry to hear that. And then Steven says, oh, and thank you, Snoga, so much for helping me with my back after a deer committed suicide in my car. Dude, that's such a rip. What are the disadvantages with the base grind or whatever it's called that gives you the 2-degree base bevel? Charles, dude, man, have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Dude, you popped off tonight. I appreciate it, dude. KP, why do you always ignore my questions? Not intentional. Pop them in right now. I'm going to answer your question. Copy, paste, put it in right now. I'm going to answer it right now. Not intentional. I promise. I just didn't see it. Copy, paste, get it. Let's see. What are the disadvantages? The disadvantages is that to get on an edge is going to take a little bit more work, but you're not going to notice it because it's 2 degrees. I literally think none. I literally can't think of that. Okay, here we go. My dude, KP, coming in, says, I got some new snowboard. I got some new boots a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to break them in as much as possible as I can Whoa, my computer just fell asleep. Hey, like sleeping on the job, dog. As much as I can at home before the new season. Any tips? Okay, yes, I love what you're doing. Here's the tip that you may or may not like. This is up to you, personal preference. What I did last year, my biggest things with new boots is I hate breaking them in because the process of breaking them in, yeah, it might hurt, but for me and for you, for me to you guys, is it makes me a worse snowboarder. Like it literally does because it hinders my ability to flex my ankles. I can't do the same tricks at the same capacity. It just doesn't work for me. So what I did last year is I went into a hot tub and I would take my shin bone or my knee and press it over my toe 100 times while in the hot tub on each foot. Essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a crease mark or a flex point between where the vertical part and the flat part is in the boot. I'm trying to get that thing to flex so when I go snowboard, it's able to flex forward. I would estimate that I probably killed about 20 days of life on my boots. I'm still riding those same boots. They're blown out. They're bad. People look at me like I'm a bum, and it's because I don't want to break in new boots, but they are blown out, and I have about 200 days on them. So yes, did they blow out sooner than they should have? I would argue yes, but for me, I needed to be at a certain level of riding to put out content for you guys, to put out content for Instagram, to coach my snowboard team and be at a certain proficiency level. So I was willing to take that sacrifice by doing that. So when you're in the hot tub, you're essentially saturating your boots, you're getting them hot, you're breaking them in, and then what you do is you separate the liner from the shell and you dry them out. Now, some people are going to hate on that, 100%. Some people are going to be like, oh, you're wasting your boots. Well, for me, I still got 200 days out of a pair of boots. But it's just me. Now, if you don't want to do that, totally fine. Not a big deal. What you need to be doing is just doing hundreds of squats where you take your shin and you press your knee forward. 1, 2, throw on some Netflix, go throw on some music, throw on a podcast, throw on some YouTube videos, go watch my videos, and just do that. Squish that. That's the biggest thing you want to do is be able to create flex points in your boots so that they're comfortable. That's my recommendation. And Casey, I'm sorry for KP, I'm sorry for missing your question straight up. My bad. But I'm glad we answered that. Hopefully you got some answers. AK Share says, any tips on getting a new board set up for first-time buyers? Go to a snowboard shop and go demo some boards. Straight up, go ride a board. There's certain technologies that are going to help you or hinder you, and depending on the application. If you want to just like cruise around, have some fun on some groomers, or you're a beginner rider that's trying to learn some park down the road, well, you may want a certain board with a certain type. So I would go ride the boards. Also take a lesson and go ride boards. Another person who has a bunch of amazing content would be Board Archive has a bunch of nerdy content on boards and technology and nerd. So I'd go look at that stuff too. Kevin Anderson's, what up, Tommy? I live in Lakewood, Colorado. I dig your video and your energy. Dude, Kevin, let's go. Dude, Lakewood. That's so sick. I've been there before. I live in Silverthorne, so I'm like literally down the road. Casey says, oh, nice. Doing that as soon as possible. Right, Casey? You got to break in those boots, dude. Steven says, with your boots on your feet in the hot tub? Yes. Strapped in. Tighten them up. I have boa, so this is me tightening my boots with boa. And that's what I do. And then KP says, I appreciate it. Let's go. Stoked to help. And then KP says, appreciate it much, very much. Let's go. Appreciate that. KC says, this has to do with pearl wax and what wax. I live in SoCal, so it gets pretty hot. 60 degrees outside. Yellow. I would say yellow for sure. For sure. Extreme Stunts. What is the best camber board profile for me? I am a high, intermediate, all-mountain rider. Don't ride park, but carving and side hits. Also like back bowls and steeper stuff. Dude, you may like a stiffer board like the Academy Graduate, and it's kind of comparable to the Burton Custom. Those boards are really good. I like them in the park and pipe, but they're an amazing board to go. I literally have videos. I'm not saying I'm just as good because I'm not. But I have videos kind of keeping up maybe a little bit with Ryan Napton. We made a video for his channel, and then I made a video for my channel the weekend. COVID shut everything down. But that Burton Custom freaking rocked, bro. And I haven't read The Graduate, but I heard amazing things. Academy's like, yep, this is pretty much like the same thing. You need to go try it. And I'm like, yes, please. So hopefully that helps. Hey, guys, we've been going for 2 hours. I got a headache. I am going to run this thing. I have a really bright light right there, as you can see, and it's wrecking my eyeballs. I appreciate all of you guys being in here. All of you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for just coming in, hanging out, asking me questions. Every single week, we are doing live streams on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. If you're out there snowboarding and you're struggling with something, this is the greatest opportunity to come connect with me. You can hit me up on Instagram, but I'm getting like 50 to 60 DMs a day, and it's hard to keep up. This is a great way to come chat, come hang out, put out vibes, meet the people, meet the community. This is a great time. So I appreciate you guys coming out here and whatnot. So we also, this is kind of I've been starting a lot of specific YouTubes with certain topics. That doesn't mean we only talk about that. Last week I did a waxing clinic, and if you had questions about 360s, I'd still answer it, but I allocate like a certain portion to just the actual topic. So that's definitely something that we do for sure. So I appreciate all of you guys. Avi, thank you so much for hanging in here. I'm sorry, I'm literally about to go. Also, Steven and I are doing a giveaway one more week. Check out, Steven, will you pop in your Instagram? We're doing a giveaway. I hooked him up with some stickers. There's a whole bunch of stuff that he's doing. All you got to do is go like his post. I'm involved in that. Hooked him up with some stuff. So I think it's Steven's Instagram is going to be popping up in the chat right now. Go check that out. I've been popping it on my story on Instagram as well. Avi says, I'm an intermediate rider and just go down the mountain and Burton fly as much as possible. Do you think I can handle it? I'm not sure. I don't know that snowboard specifically. I wish I had the answer for you. And I'm sorry, we're about to jump off this live chat. Dang it. What happens if I don't wax my snowboard is that I would wax your snowboard or take it to a shop. It just dries out and your base gets slower. And going slow sucks, especially on a catwalk, that kind of thing. You definitely want to wax it. You can wax it yourself or bring it to a shop, but you just want to wax it. It's not going to necessarily destroy it, but it's just not going to perform the way you want it to perform, if that makes sense. LOL. Still going to the end. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. You guys have been absolutely incredible. I freaking love all of you guys. On that note, keep killing it. Keep progressing. Keep doing what you do. Love you guys. Peace out, my dudes. And then my favorite part of the night is like trying to end this thing while trying to figure out how to end this thing. Peace.